Well, but you are live on OK 101.7 FM. You are live on King's Jersey Radio. You are live on High Life Radio or DC, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore, or more. Many are live also Adamfopa Media of France and Belgium. You're live on Naspa Radio, Cuckoo Spence and any teams who are UK approach me. So you are blasting everywhere live from Ship House, Ewo Abeka Junction. You're from a Lady Afia Poke and join here because we are assessing Bawumia versus Mahama. Bawumia versus Mahama. 24-hour economy versus flat rate. Because elections here, 2024, this is going to be an election of ideas. And it's a good thing. And no mama ka de bia say mranti ene mabawa no munja tenie no na mun focus on the issues. Ye didi atem ne ade na mun forget it. And that's why even before Krebe started program with Mamin Kanche NDC, National Democratic Congress NDC, Monamoya government in waiting. You are the party in waiting. Monai bakusi abamu dada pair all the analysis and the research findings I have seen. MPP, omo abamu dada ba omonai bakusi opposition. Per the feedback near my akosono. Election and yet done deal. Anybody can win. Anybody can win. NDC for our leading, but we'll look at it. Papa or that will screen uses say Anana Pokoya, but so kind for. So I will introduce him to you very soon. Tag for Ghana Traders Advocacy Group Ghana. Now, Omo make a comment be about a flat rate suggestion now. Bawumia base or no betina konya so duty I be train na be flat rate into 40-footer container. Who are the 20-footer container? Who are the These are ideas. Mahama see 24-hour economy be power of mine because as a third world country in Ghana, enya America na koye New York, enya America na koye enya China na koye Hong Kong, and enya Dubai. Government needs to power the economy because enya mine develop dada. It's a contest of ideas. Enti mudi atema munjai na mun focus on ideas, you know. Forget about the messenger. Focus on a seminar nipane kano. How is it going to help you? Emranti ani maba wa Ghana. Mona mu dosu kesia. Mona mu decide the president. Mona mu si president 9.8 million out of 17.5 million people at to abanano no. Emu 9.8 emranti ani maba wa 18 to 34. And you waste time akodia temabra ejuma wo ho. Ene hey India for the internet ajia broche a Juma in America for President India for in IT. Which president, which candidate is giving you some idea? Say, me creating jobs for a mama. A Juma wa. Any what there be a boy seeing IT jobs. One and Kekoya Sakawa, one Ekoya cyber fraud. I mean, a question. And Kobe, Juma Mamo, JB Altegana, no, $10 an hour, $20 an hour, $30 an hour. One and compare. When you're in small one, be a high. Or mortgage, 30 years. So you're okay. These are the things I was here. They are going to intermediate. Me caution to NDC. They say, boys, if you are on social media, almost all my dogs for NDC. Omu didn't go for them. No. I believe dear deep president for them no. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Say President Rollins a kratia konya so no crowd this soldier by ya. In Kofoko, Teshi shooting range, shooting Kofo, nobody insulted him. He's done his day. Nedi and a bian koba and a cool and see and Kagana ye knew her. Because the same president no ye cool no Rollins no or no one soon of my 1992 constitution. And ya no, and can sound stability ya Ghana. And he had the boy who's for his Ghana. You are fourth republic, ye Democrat, ye democratic country. Now Gina for crowd the Ghana ye example chom and can ya Rollins and Kenya. Although you kukum nipa, and you know, and Kenya. But your for President Kufuor, yeah, then the answer will be contest election. And we did no better now. If you disagree with him, where I tell me, you bedino, na papa ni mo nyam for say. Nigeria would join in Ghana, even the NDC should even be grateful to President Kufuor because as a statesman, papa be a pose. Every hour they boy MPP for there be he has turned himself into a mature statesman who was MPP ni one kasa now so mrantie bia no ye di papa ya tam domeno now one sure President Kufuor age I would new quarter no wa team gone too soon. It's sad that your politics not done politics of a 10 year. Oh, maybe approach this how the young men and women in Abroche they are creating things. Ghana manti any maba we to the be penny for the big town here diatem. We must stop a good any say. It's bad. No bit is an Mama Brown to the baby drain home. Near Farmer Brown. And then now I am him. Watching our no sister 1 year more dear. Unemployment is queer boy damn. It's here, the internet are bronidia, but people are using Facebook for things. They are using YouTube, TikTok, Twitter for business. Yeah, I saw camera near the atom. I'm sending an Brown program. Me sending a message. My heart goes out to you. I'm praying for you 24/7. Yeah, them pipe up, captain's band. Don't fear anybody. They be about politics, mono. One pepper what the Bawumiavs one dinner them na heading. This is somebody who he's controlling your economy. Bawumia can decide what no befa Ghana sikako. Yeah, ba and one see about politics here prosecuting go siaga. Omo di sika that they go see say. Mahama so ani afa near dinner time because Mahama is disagreeing with you. Mahama koka 24-hour economy. What is wrong about it? Who disagree actually what's your attempt did it's Ghana youth now the highest number of decision making. Me this category 18 to 34. Me chum say youth no 18 to 34. And was say a dream because you penny for a you know more ba for Ghana economy no. And go at you. Na ye the atena social media ni edi atem. Mahama see 24 hours. E dey na wo ho enye kire wadwene. Ultimate one is a do ballot box afa kokromoti ko kire wadwene. Bawumia say you flat rate. Bawumia so be aye. Bawumia say 1 student 1 laptop. Kire wadwene. This politics of insults. Baby I cover politics ni free here America ni UK no. They don't do that. It's a shame to this economy. And it's so to this youth. And it's a shame, say. Yet Ghana ham ye import a more common a more ya $200 million. Youth for your friend Musa Munko Jina a 4 mundo a monk, Munko. Zoom lion and all your rice plantation. In this day and age. Cocoa crying to me a meaty 500,000 metric tons. Ye cocoa a goo. Ye cocoa no crano a goo. For the first time, Ghana cocoa production. Yeah, and to me, cross 1 million metric tons. President Kufuor, any time else time you do 1 million. And 2017, 2018, you do 1 million. You to know Mukamu nim cocoa wasem. Cocoa Kwame syndicated capital 1.8 billion every year gives us money. Yet yeah, the chewing gum, yeah, imported chewing gum, chewing gum. Me kind of chewing gum, chewing gum. $8.4 million worth of chewing gum. You imported garlic, you imported dose, you imported engo from Thailand. Engo. Be wokede. These issues, like I was a youth, people should be angry, expressing, not just angry, expressing ideas. Youth Facebook. He designed something that is giving us solution. Basically, youth what Ghana be ampon to me yes Africa Facebook, Ghana Facebook. Yeah, social media platform for being the enemy say be the atem. Yeah, creative. But to be creative, the atem. We are not creating. We are not even helping our politicians. So public accounts committee, nipe o sika omudi. I get politicians so public accounts committee, sika going into civil servants' hands. We are not even talking about that. They are so come and idea them. It's ideas. We have an opportunity. So this election, your destiny could Ghana for you now. Nipa 18 million na Obia registered voter. Obia metwa ba ma mean to me who to vote for. Ope Mahama to, Ope Bawumia to, Ope Independent to, Ope Dr. Anka to, Ope Kofi Cranton to. It is in your hands. Men kwato na blame you obi. And kwato mami pa dey way to if you million joy FM. It saddened my heart that day when I saw her 2.6 billion ye the important yema including wig, prior any oil. This is it. How shameful we are. Ghana for na yananadu de ko import here. And Bawumia de ko import here. Where nanadu de import here and Bawumia de ko import here. And Mahama de ko import 2.6 billion. Akaka krani edu sika na yekoje wa IMF no ye dey imported prior and go 2021 and youth yet yeah. By now you will say Sanya money you importing in Yankia kaya bomb you create idea and now better America Super Bowl. Shesika, one day the whole America comes to a standstill. Almost Super Bowl. Football merged with a first entertainment. Ghana, you are Stone Boy, a Tumia Philly Stadium. Yan Jini who kwaya bet me Premier League. Kotokoni has yan come near Shakwaya bet me I marry Ediano near Yesika near your creative jobs. Super Bowl and you buying a kwaya you. And kaya Premier League and you buying. Ideas about Bono Mina Kodanim, Mahama said your bow betting your boy a football or by your so can you juicy. These are ideas and Kodina them. The I now the become Mahama, the Anu Abama Gan or Maya Koenim, the Abama boys to be swinging a Juma, call one football and Yesika or mining in Ako. Sula Munta in Yesika, if you'll be nobody here, you. Eh? And then a black sheriff here, and if you'll be a common you'll be a that. The more people we create, the more millionaires, the more successful people we create. Bagana, the ebe pull you be down. Tie ideas. So what they want add on to Nippon idea. O criticize na criticize. Na money solution. And could be at them. Yeah. Side be a good and massive. Young issue no so. And the two major people are or more cast understand. Me who say Alan nam jom this week. Alan campaign. Mr. Alan in the team. Mr. Mama Manina. Alan chairman in the campaign team of Franto. Hope see Mr. for message ma Alan mame. Oh, breaking him, we are my broken heart. We like Alan, we believe in him. But Bronya Nina, what's the other? Then suddenly, Adiabachama Bawumia Casano punching a back. President Kufobaka also supported by Bawumia na droga. Then he went back into the market. Alan Kekaho, let us see a consistency. Obrofuna make a no consistent campaign. One thing you cannot take away from Mahama. Mahama team no muye Juma say and they've shown so we are solid. Mahama team no muye Juma Mahama say they've shown that they are solid. Allah, solid team. They have been consistent every day. I told you can people say Mahama ya manabro so bachale or boho every day boot for boot. I think Mahama say yeah boot for boot. And yes also I'm never baby. Nah. This is the boot for boot Mahama was talking about. Just say issue ni akan cry yebeka. Yakana da cry yebeka yebe fire bi ebe boho manatete. That is it. Mahama team has been consistent. This is the kind of campaign you want to see Alan do. Alan, consistency. And just a bronya no atiada. And kabronya ke John for wabo so kan shi omu hia so mbete one. Wona aye former trade minister. Unim traders and bronya obi antonka. Last minute ye hu no o chachi ankofo. No. Ideas, trade ideas, men are the mayen. Bawumia team, Bawumia can innovation here, you own the Bawumia team here. Consistent. Every corner they are there. Selling the idea. That is marketing, advertising. They are marketing ideas, Nutie. For Mwamba. Kodidi Natem. Udi Bawumia tell me wouldn't change the fact that Bawumia. So he's the vice president. Usumpo. He's the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. His name is in the history. Ufia Busuamu, you know, be a history. Bawumia di wo history. Umpo. Otumano one to amano. He has made history. Titi edi okano. Who be out the beckham of Fakahon. Pena sema kokromotini. Edu 7 December for podium and mama so simple. Open nasam so atomano. Open mama atomano. A your choice. And yatim did I was here elevating your conversation. Yeah, I am a Mugasiado. Yet Nigeria for believing Ghana, young Ghana, we don't believe in ourselves. They be a mechanic and I don't make criticize the pa. Listen, Nanado on your study. I don't can see Antiano, but you can't take away one thing from Nanado. And this if cry, you can't take away Nanado. Say he has done free SHS, he has delivered. Corruption, he has failed, but SHS, he has delivered. 1D1F, 100%, but he has delivered. Why be? He has done some. And you didn't tell me to change the fact that he's the commander in chief. Usupo, he's the commander in chief. Now let's come home. Niambra issues. This is the election of ideas. Niama ben ye beya o mani be konanim. Mini abema rekeje ye NDC mpenifo ni bia. O kasama NDC for we will look into the vision on ade. Me wo yera Fuseni Isa so MPP, former MP. I want also a serious person in my Bawumia campaign mo. Omo che say they have the best vision. I be solve Ghana problem. And there's a question that a lot of Ghana young people are asking Bawumia say Adena wanye no so oba obeye o so ye friend say a planke say the person ye driver enti ye man mandate no me ye driver Mahama so no why a planke da And I want driver, and he wants to come as a better driver, learning the experience. When you know, driver be so experience. He's always a better driver. Then we have Nana Poku. Nana Poku a tag for the Traders Advocacy Group Ghana. Omuna ye dready for more grounds no munim from. Na Bawumia some kind of be for a dready for Mahama 24 hours. No so do one dready for because of course you did drag 24 hours dada. Me tema ya me tema factory say what tema. 24-hour dada. It's a 24 at the pivot of the discussion. Nana mama good evening akwaba. Nana so microphone where do my microphone?
True.
Now once I will show you be so bet me join discussions now the we're doing children so abane the nyina so kan cause mo na more platform Ghana for na mo to aba mo na more platform to mo de na etie ya fa se da kese ma top connect or mo send this card baby abroche to Ghana to abroche top connect for and send this can safe reliable solid na bedu phone so nya dia obi akobra bia Bijou Homes or mo say they are dime papa Bijou Homes with him or man what government could not do with affordable housing aka emremu we you know aka emremu or saglem you know individual companies can build homes. Normally, a man for no mutual and kaka. Make us say Bijou Homes, so they have 50 homes or maybe dada. Yeah, I bank of our mama, Bajabroche for no mamma. Namufanya Airbnb or Ghana to Susu Fabe. Nako, this way chocolate drink. Do yeah, any institution a perfect man who must see a mema, a true to form. Valentine Day, yeah, baby. And Mamma Nina was here tonta, the any be more, money a peg jedodo. They be idea and say, Umami say, yet to be my mamma, right? They too they be person. They too they be person. Nana Pokemon, good evening, you.
Thank you, Vim Lady. Good evening, Miniava.
Great.
Wakasa my mema this time round.
Oh, yeah. Me kasa my mema pa.
Your button a movie.
Now, what's the NDC 24-hour economy na Mahama so propose so the beba na be boost Ghana economy no. And now what's here Bawumia so there na no the vision abani ade. One am we ready for. At the core of the Bawumia kind was flat rate. I mean, him say I can't want some more minimum tag for any about so kind for over the years. Which one? And how did this about a JDN economy better? And some of the politicians in me and Wabem.
24-hour economy no. Vim Lady, na your reservation kakra ewo ho. Na Abraham amayan to me anye engagement amomono eka 24-hour system no antiasie ye because before then I obetimi 24-hour economy no already system ne fambi 24-hour dada it in which part and I obey no 24-hour.
I think Mahama patch a nationwide 24-hour starting with public service.
Which part?
Say, no, penny funny be about say companies are mobile 24-hour no. Buy Bema incentive. ECG bono on bet you have 50%.
And we are different from 24-hour operations. And you are giving incentives to companies who go into 24-hour production. And we are different from 24-hour economy. Eme de se onyamia da roma owa abrochi kra stores ye pon stores wa
ebi pon
oda me kaba stores akese ni ya yemfa leather anaze bia US Costco ombetimi apon amaka locality a security good so no areas ni nyina betimi apompon ba na jaba kubia ehone de you could see say security one of the best. Na esisua amadiache. Eti okay no ne kasa okay. A good idea. But enshare that nye adefufro bia tesa. Nemum yejitum fine. Nemum enshare that nye adefufro bia sa. Yamra yura Bawumia.
But Nana, before I talk about Bawumia, there na all for say Mahama the can't 24-hour no one. Mo amu ye ready for na be boosty a JD economy.
I think that last Saturday, many Deputy General Secretary of NDC, Mustafa, some Asia war one of your sister stations, CB. But then crab man. There is still too much loopholes. I mean, say Dr. Bawumia the BCA And you're not you're John Mahama on contact here before my entreno. Baby a loopholes no do power. Ono so betimi dia di dwa affect the national taxation scheme no. Na mom ye betimi ayiye free ho ama port no ayete se tema ayete se Togo port pepepe. So no. Enyama bebre na wo ho a aban ni finance ministry ya wrong. As yewra John Mahama ye no machia. Se yesani ni hia bio anaso opese yensan hia bio na ye nkyere no emia ofi se otapo a ebema adwadie aye soft ama sika because 80% of Ghanaians edidwa 80% etino da bia na meka se obu man na wo de adwadie di agora wa hwe ya onsa besi fom ebi na eto MPP no so no ese wohwe oba ase ha abamubuo ehunhun ene nkwada na achi nkrofo no bebrebe efi se dudu na ntimi nkofa niema enye se bia bibia o owo sika obetimi di akofa niema but okofa no di bedru portwa ebeye mobo sem so no nanu ya protocol officer na yere okofa eniema every Africa countries bi so ye say o use AFCFTA no what fat channels ni nyina mu the processes afa kodru GRA say government and rectify nti entimi nyintu AFCFTA your headquarters our Ghana na mo agia tum se mo ya made na ye na awurai ko fa ne niema from Kenya na ebedu Ghana muso munyintum yantwenko mra sister ne ka bebrebe it is the first of its kind asi o Ghana ha enkrofo agi AFCFTA hu sika die akọ seminars ahodo aye bibia edru implementation Ghana faili wonu nyina hyehyɛ ho chese yewura John Mahama ehwehwɛ se open information yebema no because ye nyina bonkum enyina nifa
nti ahono mo se Bawumia faili wo hono that's what you are saying
completely one in the president nyina omo atonsuom one faili completely chese yaudia ede sister enya sem ketwa waboka almost over 400,000 Ghana cedis and yama 20 feet enru 40 feet na ye ko ya
na no me twen se ono abufu se ni beba no aba ba kire ade we se mo no abufu se ni erekaje me twen but that also shows you say na Bawumia de na o ka se 20 flat rate no say na de okay na je say Bawumia de idea ni ye good o ana
Bawumia idea ni de sister se me ka se enya na meboa na so our credibility issues
okay
papa no credibility issues until say ye gadifo ye beji atum say na sem na o ka no enya nya manifesto de na mom ye beji atum no e wo se enya entiase apam bi on the business community no so no na ye gitum say wasem a waka no ye nyina ya kontiase apam say me ba meye until say ye benya that assurance no sister asem ya no de o ya wa ha ena nkofo begira platform so me ba beboa mo me ba mete so me yesei ene ye nyina ne ene me de mechanic say de me hunu ye yampere emma saa de no ensi bio what I say eti atonkra akoma vice president na chidifo ene ne mpanimfo nyina say samu pese adwadifo gitum say ampani ampa asema me kan ye no doable na me ba me disappoint mo meye ene ye fa mu krata so me ensensan because say me court se na me ka say Dr. Bawumia a disappoint me na me de manu hunu kwa mentimi nibem.
Enti mo say Bawumia sign a bond.
Yes, we need
because
that.
more dealing this so almost only credibility.
Na me kasa meje didi asene na me so me yeto se pa o. Ebra mi wo krom ha. Eniema bi bebre ankoye. What I say? We say when the fundamentals are weak, the CD will expose you. CD na expose me. Me ankasa metie. Me sika bebrebe na ahye. What I say? Yeah, there work can me na me so me nto aba. But Bawumia kasa no ehye crying. And I'm say papa ya sama wo kan die. Ehye crying pa o. And a mama ni je. Ntimi nya o se de bi. Say asem we die. Say etimi be ye oyefo a ebeboa. Nanso so enu asem nti no. Say me ni wo mu ye bibia e wo se me mama ni da ho.
Nti Jesus sign a bond.
Yes.
Mahama so sign a bond 24 hours.
Oh yes. Akon kram deputy general secretary so onko kan kire Yewura Mahama say adwadifo yenso ye atwan no. Some kase port ho no. Ani adwadie mu nsam no. Enye ni nyina na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de tu dwa no.
Okay.
Oh ya container flat rate enye ni nyina no. Budo na ho. E was say Yewura Mahama so ehwehwem na ohunu baabi a loopholes wo ono so fi se oyifiri wo enkoka national tax bracket no ye de gigito e de aye kuro ni ye na mom ebetumi ama adwadie aye chama no yeso ye twen Yewura Mahama say onfa sa de no mra we ye intellectual discourse o se ono obeye we na nso so do de aba na afafranto number bi na gum number obi afa ne de emra
okay
se Ghana no enyini entisa first no a omo betra muntu ba mame obeba no unya kosala na tuwi a obeba na oTV18 ofra no a
so explain what here the but they represent everyday voters. Now, Osha, the Mokamuna Marco proposed 24-hour economy. Or see Niama baby one you didn't get it.
If you have that say, the can make sure okay FM a tea for near her food in her.
Mr. Yachi, I mean, mommy, or better tell her, mommy, when I'm this, I mean, say, I'm catching and so on, James. They say, you put your media, but
I said,
I know, right? Yeah.
Memma one can answer fish up. Say, I fish here, we need day decaya, Menocasa. Many opinions from Machiano, many show despite me, I think that was last Saturday. And okay, a policy and NDC as a party, yes, say a deco for elections. Yeah, who be here say, Ubisi and Chichimuno, Unyan year, and so to your bonny chip. Now, election 2024 na yekono. Oshe, if you see a flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. There was series of events. Yeah. De n'ani so ade hunu. Ne botae ahodo atudwa. Mekai se yekoye ba ko Ghana crossroad, yekohia Kimpiski. Enema ahodo a no susu so ba obeye. No yekokan bi wo ha ba konso yeko East Legon yekokan bi. Aside that, aproba oko ni 24-hour work a oko nyina no eno so ya oka ho ase. But nini no me pese minya abotwe na me che ne nyemam kakra. Na all kasa na me dis all kasa already no part of the economy no we are practicing 24-hour economy. Obekaya His Excellency kasa the first language the could free a vice president no wa bra na obo na pro bi no koka say 24-hour economy na hu hia ade ntimi nye. Ni second year san ko em se na yetu no fo And okoka say 24-hour economy no kra de ye ezuma. Na choba bi mu na wo fufu anajo wache for. Once of late on we did fresh nti aduane asem de oka na wate na say. But the idea of 24-hour economy no adwene ebro choba so. Enye choba for asem na yeka. Ena enye just supermarket ba ku bi e wo pete mu a ono nko aye adwuma ho asem na yeka. 24-hour economy we na yeka a deliberate policy a ye dey ba said ye be businesses na companies are operating 24/7. Na the entire yeka sa na say ohwe the settings of our economy today. Baby a Ghana economy no assign e chi akwa kodru no. Yeka say ye ba ye mfie na na edi enim ye dey be ye na asem a ye expect say baby e pese dey o man edu na ebetimi edu ho. Nti areas a ya target say ye be ma ye ni akọ for 24-hour economy no e be ye agro processing industries no and a pharmaceutical industries and a manufacturing industry, construction sector, extractive and industrial sector, and a sanitation and wastes, leisure and hospitality industry, your digital startups. Now I say saa nneɛma we ni nyinaa na yɛka no obi bɛka sɛ okɔpɛtɛ mu bi a ebi yɛ adwuma dada but if ya ye ne wa na atena ha na no ada na agya wadwane agya honestly speaking sɛ ne yɛbɛtena wafidie jaso na sɛ yɛpɔn ne yɛkɔfie how many of the shops and I know who na adwene sɛ even no more into operation
They are more close. Yeah.
how many of the filling stations and I know who so more into operations dodo na Ghana ebo anadwo 11 ekwa yɛbɛtumi aka sɛ almost 96 to 97% of businesses will be off ekokoda kakra bi ɛna ɛyɛ adwuma in the system. So if indeed this is going to be a deliberate government policy, political party na transe adwena hu say we na yade me de ba ebeboa. So what do we do as a party? Edien na de beba ebe kanye omo support ben na de be mom. And ye ka say you be provide the atmosphere ebe improve the security and the public safety. Because amanone de na ye ka ho asem ni na no say me nu penny no kasa no. Okay, so Okwa Bruchai places are running 24-hour, Obekono security near very high. That is true. But we are in a country, we are kitty Ubitimiko Sanitu at the good filling station. So, since I'm any day in Nani Ajeko. We are kitty Timibo supermarkets near Raho, sales I near Ajeko. Me, I'm Jamai not. Some 7 months ago, Oko Sampa stationer. You know, my assistance for our honor. And call for the motorbikes, nipa be 4 if you have vehicles, a bar, sampa. Once a way about that town.
Yeah. Where about that town?
If you're multi station one, almost two pre-plan call for GG safe and almost saying and almost and the quiet because. And if a government is coming on board to say it's a 24-hour economy and a deliberate policy, yes, say Adi Edikanya, it needs a bit policy, no, I sustainable, a bamboo, quite a fast buy in the system. So with the implementation of 24-hour economy, no. You be improving the security sector, the police, the military, the immigration, and I can't do ahodoa. You employ the door no. You de more months bit me about buying ama economy na attractive. And you see, on the His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Obedi Ghana Kunya Pen. And you share your casa ye kanina, you see he's tried and tested. Your buyer no. Oko the security sector in the sources or choke or improvement or the buyer. And is a idea. Ye can answer your bush, you can't send me a can. If you are cram, I mean, can we be before. But we all know his track record. Until the edit can say, be improve the security. ABM, yes, say, one say, and near man, I'm able to know, and Yaman or then once. Until how do we make sure, say, ye be man, I lovely, a be attractive, how many pa, a ye, Jumamrena, ye can once. Until ye can see, be provided cheaper and reliable electricity for businesses no more participate of it no. Yeah, you see the meters we by different time of use meter and a TOU tariff system.
And the new
So
meters, bebum.
yes, it's a deliberate policy. So people register on the park said ye be 24-hour economy ye be operating. So government said the be ya be man attractive no. I was saying so providing yema be man kono. Nti those agro processing factories na ye kan wasem no. Say if you are to me say when ye be 24-hour economy. You know me say working staff strength na ye be nipa 20. But because say wagya to me so be 24-hour economy no. Me nua ba na oye pin for kwa edwuma no pa no nwotwe no. Eye dan ya ebo numere no num obepon. But if you work on so, I was seeing if a for be juma be juma. And to say the way I buy any big Kenya, one sa private companies nanya interest in those things. Then I am so a bit me aye. And what the government, the air can in opposition. We are not a government now. The air can say ya Kenya. Now you start to see a research policies now. A dear bakwa, ye did didra, and I did juma man cospa and yamahoden.
Okay.
And Nuntina, you better know 2012 eba. Yeah, doom so babeto ya kwan so no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Fasi no so say a generational issue. Into Obama na a 10 of the past. And then also interest in doom some magana that. Yeah, papa roll is a pencil by. Yeah, papa 4 pencil by. And the sign back to ye be. But this is the time in our country. You know, MPP for timid opposition crackers say excess capacity. Your cast will be with excess capacity. What does it mean? So if indeed your industries are yearly 24-hour economy policy, now such industry no, and at the final or a time of use meter. Now electricity bill also try about so many 100%. Now buying say because I was signing on to the park and now buying for 50%. I think say this is a very nice policy. Every businessman be a person make it profit no. I bet call into that practice.
Okay.
So that is another sector. It be
Okay. Eric,
say
to one
companies
my
now.
only other man respond because there's another aspect of it, which is how would you fund it? Okay, I said President Kufuor ba o free SHS. Then you busan this question. Mo could be a BBC from busan be. Sika ben adbe funding
Yeah.
because you have far more police officers, you have far more military, you have far more security people. Sika already you IMF. How much and said that we cannot recruit because government pay bill no pay way bill now editorial workers cannot. And they are pushing us to even reduce it. How would we fund it? That's a question for you. But before I mean, better answer that question now. Yeah, comparison. So, man, but me personally, Futeni, any about a flat rate quickly now. Bremo answer that question. But is that okay?
That's.
Okay. Honorable Fuseni, more flat rate. No,
Yeah.
I can't Bawumia vision. I think that's one of the pivots in Bawumia vision or present here. No, how is it going to improve? Because here are Nana Poko Fia Bosoka. Also, I'm on trusted Bawumia number one. The credibility issue number two. Number three, somebody and where the unsigned bond. I don't know how to yeah.
If you have a Michel, na menia Eric Jason. Na me chia oti for any washer for yes, and then so this is the first time I made our platform you so. Na quite
And I'm why
insightful.
TV star rating.
Oh yeah, TV sir, but the platform way there. Platforms there, no, but platforms there. Yeah, no. I feel na me, but me also person me can 24 hour then and answer port there.
Pause. Okay, responding to NDC
Now,
body and definitely, but okay,
24-hour document now. Document now,
Oh,
the man
all
say,
right.
oh,
And I said when I had my last week.
and
Last week I
NDC
was
body, I'm convert to one. I'm almost selling on my ideas. Maybe I'm out.
me make we see for saying yeah. If yeah, okay, my main fan a flat rate. Na no Wednesday no. Man Penya Beji, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Or event or no. Ne fire by partner no say, Papa, a friend of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. No Ghana for started so muhuno 2008 as a running mate. Emma Nana Adodanko Kufuado. Almost called 2 elections. Omudi Nkugo. Na 2013, court Supreme Court a election petition on election 2012 no. And Ghana for any opportunity omudi hu papa ni yi. na enu echi no nyame ncha de omko election 2016 no mudi nkunim. Enti for the past 7 years 8th year mo aye we papa no ayo mampani abedi chire e wo Ghana. Enti no na sa na ehu Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ansa na obeba frontline politics no na oye technocrat or central bank that time no me nyi this na Ghana for enim no sa although no oye adwuma ma Ghana for nyame ncha de last year November 4 na NPP for ekoyi no say ya franka 24 for elections 2024. Enti ono no ye fresh flag bearer. And echi no party no ekọ so ye primaries first ye often constituency ni abe constituencies na ye that's what MPs ewo ho. Enti ye wie say primaries ro na wo say papa no bra na obekire say obi an ye no so man peni abedi echi aye hu for two earlier elections we are running mates there is over vice president now to say don't penswa he wants to make a claim to the ultimate to the presidency entina e wo se ono so be kire se nyame ya dom na Ghana for eto abama no amede mogidie pass Ghana for beto abama no come say December or say November or Ghana for beto abama no but say nyame ya dom na say to me no e be feeling sema ne ono so your friend of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no ono so na ni suade hu any day
Okay.
enti asa na obeche de ono ankasa na ni suade eye no o take 1 hour or more kra e kire yen anaso buakunta e ma Ghana for say since I'm a vice president no ejuma na me fa eto me so anaso ejuma na mampani e ma me kwan e ma metime eye wona bem na say ejuma no e ko no say empaso ben na de ama Ghana for owie ye no na ono ankasa na ni suade hu na ni priorities anya me adon no benya saa to me no e den no betime e de aye international so o kire Ghana for say
Enti ona mo say ni obubu akonta wie ye no rate no ho say
oh one fa mark anto ho ba me obisa me pa say me marking na 90%. Me Fuseni me marking na 90%.
based
Me
on
mark
the
am dey no. Oh, because based on the fact say if I will create more answer na mampenya be the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be vice president no. Ni ehu ora e konkensen aka. Onwechi ye be hu after no Rollins ye be hu Professor Mills. Onwechi ye be hu Ali Mama. Onwechi ye be hu John Dramani Mahama. Ye be hu Emisata. Ansa na ye be hu Dr. Bawumia. If ya Ghana for nya agia to say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de awoden sonko aba sa office no ho a e dey see that eno kra de me hu video kra wo kra we di ho dance awoden ene ahokeka ode aba sa office no e dey see that oya vice president
ahokeka na yebedi
say ahokeka no na che adwuma a waye na wo hwe akonta obu e kire ye na sabe no no onem de ansa na obedi vice president no nim ade obetimi idea aye aboa ye economy no na ne krepa no say ya na manfo bi eye confuse kakra confusion no anything confusion na say ansa na ye beba be mu 2017 no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no ye poster boy ono de ye no say on kasa on economy ya ye Ghana fo nyina gitu mu say o change the way ana ye politics to a very far extent or ye ni lectures before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia started our lectures me dey men kai me di policy ki enyande men kai say politician be the intellectual thinking about your politics mo to say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia every time I make
are you not digging your own grave because they are okay?
Oh, that be
and Nana Poku can say Bawumia credibility questionable no because economy when is that evidence of that?
Sa brofo no kan na no na ye no correct and then that's ye no correct
when the fundamentals are weak the city will expose you.
Of course that's true.
How is it true today? How is it?
It was true then. It is true today. Because our fundamentals are weak, our exchange rate is exposing us. It is true today. It was true yesterday. today it is also true. A factual. He brought that intellectual to our body politic. And then you more the two no so. Ubu contract you na me under Roma. And I now you start on my page before and pencil. 8 years under me na me table me by Ghana 2006. Me buy me ko register me sign kind card and I could full fee abem. For the next 8 years no she ain't see. And then yetimi aye that card no. Emene omutia tax class system the Dr. Bamud Bamia say. There are fundamentals we are answer na obetime grow economy no. I was all fixed.
Okay.
Even then, local generation of local taxes. Would you go a maybe one? Do baby. Now, so your pesca the bay put Juma or Mayhem. Say, young Cassa, generated Sicano. Now, for every time you're bayano, or man penny don't Dramani Mahama, answer and Obifia Baymon. It's last state of the nation address. Or can I say, Sika by foot to Munira, a Yanyama Mensa, Bako, a buying Eduma for a ketia. They do so. They do so miensa air transfer to statutory accounts. Just a space be any a budget more young Casayan say never be a citizen in your company. See, yeah, that was see a cobobusia, young cobobusia, a month for the woo. That was see a change structure and fundamentals of the economy. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
As some baby, I didn't think I'm winning some information. I'm Mahama and send over free accounts. So I don't know about me. I can say, movie Ghana from taxation to production.
Of course.
Meanwhile,
of course.
Because
it was necessary. It was necessary, say, you be move Ghana if it taxation to production because say who producer, who producer, a man for be big for you, man. Nipa na omo taxi omo no, omo dos no be a kete na baby. Now so say nipa na who taxi omo de be an omo ye say 4% of the population. No, now every time I say yeah increasing no just say what the 12 from and also increasing rates. No, any ye person and say ye be money pay be juma. So nipa be juma. Now what taxi will be a kakra and no be masika beba enti ne hia pass ye be move omano. And every time na ye person ye increase ye tax revenue sir. Now ya got taxi condom. And I say, I had second will be the dog tunnel so now ya got taxes as a can. Am I a bedroom pamper? So you cry who say. In fact, the process of collection of this taxes is more expensive.
Because anything that import levy nearby on the condom. And the question goes back to you, say, if you move Ghana from taxation to production, but all the tax at electricity, so is that not the same tax? They are only payment this year. Are you not doing the same thing?
In managing the economy, so in managing the economy, and maybe any challenges unique. We share economy, maybe I best saw economy economy no about 2017. ABC 2019. Obi ntimi kan che me say na nyama enko ye Ghana. Indicators ni nyina ekọ the right direction. About depreciation of the city, inflation, economic growth, bibia ekoso your reserves, your deficit you be so mu if 8.41 at the time 2019 na about 4.1. Nyama bia yankase ye de to your Fiscal Responsibility Act. You call your buy a yankase pass act say. Yankase be making sure the deficit in a particular year will not be more than 5%.
Okay.
And then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can say, on no class so there, he wants to take the Fiscal Responsibility Act to another level by ensuring, say, in every year, the government's expenditure will not be more than 105% of the previous year's tax revenues. Discipline,
okay.
But to production.
You explain this year, ready for more ground. They are telling you, say, they don't think he's credible. And it's almost a flat rate in our tomorrow. This was signed bond. How do you tell them? How do you explain to them?
I'm okay credibility na sama. When you are more against because media say the Bawumia can no correct. And then statements no so correct. The no correct pa na no say. Obi ani say your ohunyama because Yes, you must say, yeah, 2 kwan if you are crack Kumase. 2017, 2018, near Namquanso, near do and so on, Yakudu Suhum. 2019, near Nam, Kakra, me bedun coco, and na bibi esi saa de na esi no e ma saa ye nhihye nyina na ekwan mu ayekọ no e delay ye e ma nyama efi da kwens enti nyama na ya hihye no se ne ayekọ no an impediment bi e bae enu nti nyama bi entimi anko ne yi ba ne no krepa na no se nya time ya nyama esi efi 2020 government challenges ayako true no e very obvious for Ghana for to extend to say yeah, life munyina obi abeka just the global economy and facing challenges since 1930s so no the BNC wiase a affected wiase to say any COVID affected wiase. Unfortunately for us, answer na COVID ebe hit here no yanka say the cleanup of the financial sector. So clean up na ye no yare no if 2015 na ke wo say yetimi eso ano. And no with excess capacity, no, and no crack also 50 billion over 50 billion cities. Sanka and yes, any mammy and say, and but yeah, you may yakuduno, and yet and yaniketwa. So it's any impediment to Yaquem. And me, Uncle Wawa, but Nyama, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia statement or 2016, answer Yabeba Bemu, a yanocre, and that's yanocre.
And therefore, he has credibility.
And it really credibility in there intact.
Okay.
Intact. And free Wednesday. One. What share Senya Ghana? NDC for preparing they've been on our ways. I didn't know what they expected. And then AGI, we have heard from the AGI, we have heard from Kuta, we have heard from various academics are almost can say, look, if this is what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants to do, then he's the right man for the job because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia represents the future going forward. We are not looking back. We are not looking back to the former president. So if you are the entire flat rate, and say, we are looking at our whole tax system. And your flat rate in Kwana, Dr. Mahmoud Ekan. Or can say we are going to even simplify the tax system. If you are not too sure where you are, but me between 2001 to 2006, I was an accountant in London. Even at that time, we filed our tax returns online. It was so simple, say even if you might for more PAY, so no, when say April form a critical date, it will be filing the tax returns. One filing tax returns. Want to me access other services. It's obvious. And as one year so and now buying so more. The penalties in a bubble, you don't want it. This is what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wants to do. The other flat rates in the cry banana say, or can say he will ensure the full automation of Temahabo. Full automation. And he's also going to ensure that Temahabo is going to be competitive. Temahabo is going to be competitive. For the traders, we have heard them. We have listened to them over the years. Any who say tax systems say, well, and then import to be now for it's charges, back maybe say 18, maybe say 24. We are going to put all of that aside and ensure say it is going to be easier for a jadi for more import to Niama to say the scanners in the work container answer the Ebeduha. And to say, who say the container in March na edu and sikasta and ye be charge ya. And also because you can plan for your business. That is the target. That is the target. It's not only just a flat rate, but we are looking at the entire tax system. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enunti so can say taxes need be crown so ye be we nyina kra no ye be do pen so a ye those taxes cry ye betimi use those taxes no efi your system no mo ama Ghana for who kra ehiham na yetime a project other agendas like digitalization of the system.
Okay.
His vision is not just for the flat rate, but a holistic review of our tax system because it's been done elsewhere. And Estonia, one of the most advanced digital systems in the world. we are building something. We are learning from the best in the world and making sure, say, systems now you're building and when they big to me, I'm an economy not attentive. If there is nowhere over informal systems are your work. When you are kitty, it's me, Emma, or Mano Tumpo. It has to be formalized. To say, name now, incorporated business. We incorporate an a registrar of companies, because we register no, we use an NIA card. Transaction be used be a routine card, the same as an NIA card. You can be traced and you can be taxed appropriately. It's not a say, a big support, so a man just says it can be a just import duty because the PAY we other hand tax handles, Beshemukina. And making sure that secure the about and you have to take care of our developmental agenda.
Okay. Honorable Fuseni, me commenting on the friends saying NDC there, but me Eric J. Mbremu not responded to their okay. But before that,
my man responded. So no, I can't do that. And so my man mostly because
a lot of questions to ask the gentleman.
Tag for a lot of questions. More representing traders. So they have a lot of questions for you. Nana
Mira Fuseni Medase. The time now, Okano. Yep, sir. A good before your Beshamu class, you're Bawumia. As some more can, yes, beer. Ye Jina Nusi Bonnie said, you. Hey, one a chief for a sempako. Obianu a chief for a sempako. No mum, as some more can. I was someone who said, a good before we musika share. Ever pim no munya bin shemu. Ever pim semino kase, e biawu. Ever pim semino kase, e bitifie. Ever pim semino kase, e big jolly triakeska, ever crum, ever tranestano. Sebe ya ifie, yansren. Onishi was torn. Asama yera Bawumia di tujan, e yane kwanswa. Na mom nanu asem binti me fan share covid en fan share ka wutwi ataya pai na ubetimi asesa e di spare tire ahyem nu ato aso atwi na we de mu atwi tire no ama tire na say na spare tire kra mu ntimi nya bi en fan share sa asem no e na ye adwadifo ye ka
nti na despite explanation de amanya so mo trust Bawumia.
No. Yeah, when we say credibility, Obianua or attacking a person, no. Me to me attacking a Bawumia person. I'm attacking on one Kasani Kuon Shishaya the Gua Kwamua. Or more fairly year dreadful. And a bill standardization, no. Papa Nidia and you're only you. And a year dreadful. They suggested from Mahama time. Say, there is a lot of statements. Issue. Direct say. Soft. Oh, my way.
Standardization, the end, can duty in the end.
A friend, a container flat rating. Standardization.
Okay.
You standardize the price. We don't doubt it. So but we need to ensure, say, and now as we see, yeah, witnesses. Every 2 year bill, and I was a papa to show commitment. Say, a daddy free. Ha, young cassette target from Kum. All the stakeholders. Young listing, ding. Bawumia any kind and sign. Tag for us to us, we are sign. Yen yatias. Also, no make catch us. Says here, Obano so on ya. And then I'm doing go to court.
Okay.
But so show commitment, say, may ye. Now people cramia, met me the court. Say, Papa, way, what this woman.
I know so a bad idea because now all parties is saying the Ghana for Pequaya, you better enforce it. Politicians to their promises.
That's
so
it.
Obey.
Me write to books I want to change in our canary. Me so pro. Sika. Kakra ba ya me so ma canary. Otini books wa say me so beti madwadias. Yanya ni nyina ya ho ntoyen. Ya kan. You are Mahama so ba. Me NDC for penny for bebra catcher. Sir, omuni yan be kwa pam. Ama ya hunu say omusu timi nya akwanya no a ombeye. Ya twa
Okay.
What I say? Eti brofu bebrebe ni de woka nyina ya jitum. Yanka say but sir credibility issues lies with his government. Aya na ban no na akofa be so sorukom. Ebi ewura ni we clean person.
Okay.
But abino na abino woka hu bie no ana akofi fa saa konson no e di abatu no.
Okay.
Eti onyi.
Okay.
Say otimini ya kwa apamu dia ene na konson no wayi.
Okay. Na
pray na. No ya hunu say asema wo ka no e bebam. Say nya sa dia na no asem binti. Ya nyini.
And about me our headache pa because na okay.
Papa.
Insurance say obeye.
Ya ni abre. Ya ni abre pa.
Bawunya kan say nya Bawumia kwa Mahama nyina mo pese ono so be
ma. Oh yes. Na Yero Mahama no. Me ya no omuhia no ade ba kwa me hu wo ho ne say. On sinsuo manza no Mahama.
Okay.
If this is what you are calling for, he wouldn't mind. Only in planning for. Yeah, but since nyina ya tiase hu say
Mahama catch them so you ready say obesign.
Oh, they are ready. Bisa ne rep no to. They are ready. And you know, I was say woman so you ready. Na ye nyina ya de ensasha apamase ne e ho toye.
Okay.
Enya afei na we beba na afei obakọ no office. Also na na poku abegira kan ze mini o. Yam place adi.
Okay. You have a point. You have a point. Eric KJ. Fuseni kan or see they have the best policy and sana ya back credibility as someone and Apoku raising them. Person responding to Bawumia because Fuseni say Bawumia man speech now as I bought NDP before Poko Bribri. Mu shake mu who said they're more responding po. My confused because the team say which was about Bawumia team they really worked because we are solid but I also say this in Ama Bawumia yes sir. This is giving Bawumia a run for his money. Campaign Amarani this year no more. They are fire Bawumia party. I'm at the team no. Or my dream.
Have you only baby? Na me zoom into 24-hour economy na Fuseni Bam na Obake Kanense ma minu ya penny no. Me my man a document of 24-hour economy.
I also how many there?
Yeah, do you want ye ho achinye nti onsia. Ma hu se books dodo won achipa on fan kan. Na on say let me quickly zoom into the statement of Alhaji Bawumia straight into the area de Obeka. If you are now Alhaji Bawumia Kasai 73-page uninspiring speech in our deliver. A usual language is now near Russia, Ukraine, and a COVID-19. And ya de fufurobia no bekai. E bim de tosumi Ghana for do na NGD. E wa Alhaji Bawumia. But said the menu penny ne kind credibility. Alhaji Bawumia they are suffer we as a credibility crisis. And you be an a coffat and the bond say on one and we are. If you are a dear back was already 2 team we are. A dear bit me a coon with the kind pie one. Casa over Canada call him. Until whether you are eating, are you eating well? Oh, Casanswa, Casana or Canaye. Those 2 things it may cool any point in time. And on our hunted Bawumia didn't do level now, and the Ghana. Akwadake to Accra funny mobile phone, no type, the biggest liar in Ghana, number DNP. And in the history of our country,
Wikipedia, Google.
if you want to hear you, man.
There we say some more IT for some more search engine one am because
And I may say Wikipedia for suji too much. Let's say the Ghana for canon. Na men can it track.
Enye Wikipedia, search engine omo ye.
search engine yeah.
Search engine bi omo ye. Enye Wikipedia. Wikipedia dan ka ko adum so na define no.
Yeah, that's
If you are no ahwe dum so Wikipedia. Na no na me ne Eric was check it.
The honorable Mamin Kasakakra. The
Oh,
entire year
me too.
Kalaji Bawumia same way in Ano. If in opposition near anyone at Tikrumha. Bawumia lectures are who do I can see an warrior. No, the NAM tertiary institutions, no same Najune, distinguished speaker series. So, okay, distinguished speaker series. And only it's me part 1, near part 2. It's me a whole lecture near when you are resting the dollar. Alaji Bawumia to me pose 170 questions. No, the ama the colleague vice president. We remember Mr.
Enye no
No, I no cry, no, I no cry, I no cry,
Honorable,
I no cry.
honorable,
Honorable, I no cry,
statement.
I no cry.
honorable Macatro. On say, baby, I will do no. Udi Bawumia chair when Nimo Yam Kakra can obey how. You're very careful, Mr. Also, that you have Blackberry. Ebi Alaji Bawumia and the catcher Ghana for say, we don't have to borrow for roads. The money is here. If you okay. We don't have to borrow for roads. The money is here. Okay, in 2016. And I have probably seen to the extent that Ghana is into a public debt for the past 50 years in Africa. Or might be a DD that Ghana near set a record under Bawumia. ABM, a large Bawumia catch Ghana for in 2020 election. You see, we are building airport in Cape Coast. One can say we will build, though. Or see, we are building. Let's say you see airport, Cape Coast. We a truck is there, wedding. ABM. Alaji Bawumia catch Ghana for say in 2016, we are moving the economy from taxation to production-based economy. Question will be say many opinion. If you are you move from taxation to production-based, the trend say, "Yemfa amambo no emeye to osem anameboa." Na ye ba beye ama how do I even put it? Taxation to production, if you amambo na ye de ba nyet wo ne ye ba beje. Ye baba yama nkofo mutimi bi enyuma ma production kosro aba, but under the same weight in Alaji Bawumia na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government omu increase VAT 5%. Okay, yeah, get funny and national health insurance there.
Yeah, okay.
Almost increase 2.2% of special import levy. Almost increase 3.5% of national stabilization fund. Almost increase luxury vehicle tax. So okay.
Yeah,
Okay, as
luxury
our tax
vehicle.
never. Very good. Communication service tax, increase in 50%. It be financial sector now, begu banks, almost the 5% financial sector cleanup tax. It be energy sector levy, increase in 20 pesos. Little be our betonia to 20 pesos. It be energy sector recovery levy, increase little be about 18 pesos. Sanitation levy, a friend bola tax. Fuel be overton near charge you 10 pesos, diesel ni petrol, that's why it be increase road fund from 40 pesos to 48 pesos, an increment of 20%. Almost increase primary distribution margin at that fund also from 4.5 pesos to 13 pesos, an increment of 188%. It be almost increase fuel margin from 1.5 pesos to 9 pesos, an increment of 500%. Ebiem, omu increase UPF from 9 pesos to 68 pesos, an increment of 655%. Mekasa mebobo taxes amebo from taxation to production as them near kano. Ebiem, yari aberia sea. Sabi we are next to cook badrima biati as ye say. Ye ni yari ho fofi. Efia usi si da bena yaka say baba so ye yari ha Ghana for plenty afie hye ye di na finhia na what be that. Na yare could ye wo COVID-19 a twe amanfo akrako e de hye ko agu nyuma mampani Akufo-Addo nko atimi de COVID-19 ayeto so ye ntua nti da bia aduane mpo na wokoto adia ye kai wo say yare bi by friend COVID. Does it make sense? Nti abaya HIV AIDS e ba ne penso ono so the HIV AIDS levy by asenke egusu tua And abaya and quadayari and tenchen measles, a banny pencil, or also the tenchen yare by Sanke Gusutia. Abaya and Kakura so banny pencil, say a kum nipano, so and also the swat one by Sanke Gusutia. So this reckless administration, economic management team led by Laji Bawumia, I would to meet to make catch ready for say, or more Roman cost or Baba tax and flats. Into me, Pana, or Cassia, or ye dreading. Into a credibility issues, there was a few things because from taxation to production, over 40 taxes number. Sa promise alone, no. Nene, Alaji Bawumia, one messy up the economy now, Menoka say, into a public debts. Na, she say, yet to Ghana cash that. Ne, kana yet to usher than yenim die di kutia. And I import dana ye kutia, and yen for 2 be a yabusi cardia to us, and ye fell kutiaka. Na say ni pana be jina wanim ka kire o say oto aba mamia me ba be ye tax we if you sabi enso jina utim
But are you saying something about me about no? Possible say ban bi beba wonye tax kra na say possible.
if you that is not the debate from taxation to production actually saying
Me to what na say just say government prioritize taxes. Prioritize production.
me say enye say ultimate na say ono na be kan from taxation to production. What does it mean? What does it mean? One would say offer the same statement that Bawumia wahu Unimsa Ghana for 7 previous. Unimsa Yadrin work from. You know the reason why. President Mahama started a probo and or started so about abolish levy. So I can. Obey abolish betting tax. VAT electricity tariff then so on so obey abolish it. Emission tax, wakas obey abolish it. What see obey say amend the constitution 1992 constitution. And or say the ministers or my name 60. And I'm a and or say S-Grash or cancel. And or National Development Plan for Ghana and also obey when also be creating industrial zones. When is the same way in about Bawumia Sanko can when it
Anti Bawumia ba be wi Mahama vision.
Oh yeah, one or throw for bokro no can when it any dangerous. You see, I'm saying this because who now would you know how catch na no UPS auditorium. So we are more quenya. Better emission taxing. If you are emission tax, that ben ye jitu more Ghana. Not just 2 weeks ago. Your constitution, you as a vice president, only made said about me, can only make you enter one message upon. Because made to be anywhere, the driver uncle Quine so on the lines said the car man called Quine. Sandy, no.
But some of the only licenses or the cockroach. So
and I'm saying Bawumia, Juma no copy, no name your more pre or can be. They said there, one Bawumia, the oil and crew man. They said there, also you're good in economics. Now I quite apply for head of department. And the amount economics, no head of department, that was maybe school, I'm going to say to senior high school. So your control as I'm now Quadana and Yadia, yes, history for Yadia, know what yes, you now didn't know what's that team, my history who let you school more, baby, a history for the top here. But the question is, economics now, the man say, each would do one hour more than what was the scores? Because those were the promises are now promising. And to be now promising from taxation to production, and then the emission to about emission tax. Emission to. If you have my question, maybe I see a bit me, man. Already we are paying pollution levy. Oh, yeah,
I'm not aware that say
so what is the difference between pollution levy and emission tax?
Honorable Hussein, are you aware say you have pollution levy? I haven't seen
yes,
it.
We pay.
I can afford taxes.
Yes, we are paying.
Okay.
Good. Intimate. So pollution no we are better any emission difference na woman no. Ebiem wona ye ba be e-levy in 2020. Okotena Peace FM somewhere October because na mo pay 2 minutes no. Alaji Bawumia kotena kwa Misifa kan show so unia Sifa kan board member National Petroleum Authority. Okotena show.
I can't know
I
not radio gold.
No, radio gold. Radio gold.
Ghana Airport Company.
Experience
Afia Bukia.
board no nya hwe.
Afia Bukia. Mini aba Afia Bukia.
Yes.
Me ka say Kwame ye board member no. Kwame ye mini am nka hwe fa. Na den na my board PRE.
That we must.
Me say
Minia akonwa bi da ho na o de nim bia be kwakobo a.
Kwame is not the topic. Mom me debate no. Me no opinion no. Kwame si fa kan. Interview Alhaji Bawumia in 2020 before elections. Alhaji Bawumia ka say mobile money eye hiafo na eye sika nkete a hiafo na eye mobile money. So there's nowhere obi be gine so be tax mobile money. Say nipa no kan na ye nkonko to 2020 aba no. Ye to 2020 aba no wie ye omonwe ne ye no. E na omudi e-levy call parliament. Omudi e-levy ne call parliament a ye se ye nyintum no. MPP minister baako di ne birthday mrashe bedwani urachi mensa pie omonko akoto party ni e-levy na yese ye yempe no ye koye e-levy ni hu cake e de koto omonim kodi cake no afia potoka sa mu can you eat your cake and have it enti cake na eto na yese ye ntua na mode ye cake amudi wie no wo se abeka kire se because we say Ghana for ya dwisa yes ya kwa battle foforo.
But LKJ, does it not show you say but Sadia no catch say Bawumia he's not in charge. Because
when he's not in charge.
Piece of my cancer not different. I just say he's not in charge. Can I will post Bawumia now.
And yet he's not in charge. A deceptive character. A nipa on kind of chronic credibility. Always more you. Afia Bukia. Oh, what despite media were Juma so and you know. O kotena bruchiri na anya ne wo Zoom no. Now ka say otia no tia so na mfa nka okọ ene mfa foforo mehwe wanan. So yeah, you as a vice president wo no opposition no ubusa or calling vice president 170 questions. You were making fundamental arguments. And the economy na ma ona waja me economy na. Wo se o de owura na ode ne ba na driver na o meti ni wonka ho. Na o meti ni na o tie creator no ho no. Ye koto truck ne ye de ma we amfa ama driver. In this car no fro be pon et san ya wo na o si di truck ne to. Na car ne te san ya e ko.
How the man mate?
On
mate na so driver no e.
Ona wo say ni nyabuchema analogy bi na o ye.
Let me do my analysis. Yes. It is a mate ni na no kan asem no. Ye koto et creator na we mate no. Wo na o say also on license to ye mate. Intimate ni e did like a chalk ne ma wo no say car na tia san o be po so a. Uhuri si ntem. Now the chalk na ko chalk no na baby aka na gina ho na mate we di ohuri si ye no the chalk ni ku gina nchen wan fa nto ka no e na ohwe ya maka no kokoto amena kese ni wo mamponkwan no so nti ye ewie ya ye hu driver ne aka no na se abaka wu na no ho be ka kire ni se me driver no wantimi amfa me anuru nti de o ka ba ko na aka na esi ho no san fama me mate ni na manfa chalk na nto ka ba ko na ye hu no na me mfa nkokwan so na okọ beba.
Okay.
So
and
what I am telling
you, the tag for any case about your credibility in your question. No?
Yeah, support. You should know yourself if you're Bawumia credibility in the name of the political history of our country, because this is the first time Yenya Krachinia, what to know who was on Kanokre, Ghana political history. Let me give you a history in this country. Okay, already a friend of Konkensiaka. Akabe, Ura Rollins, vice president. Time one and Kufuado ne. Uncle Kokuba Kumone, and Penifo bi mu share Kambu, if you are kuntunkunu demonstration, me prekonokai. Aka was the then vice president for Rollins. May 1st, 1995, Omukoshia Jumaya Fono. Aka was bold to say, on not on supportive VAT. A problem, say, on a Rollins going issue.
Yeah.
That is bold leadership. That is it. And this is a leader, Bawumia, I can ask them or no. And now distancing when free economic medicine, no. That Ben out here won't say, Bawumia can about say betting tax no betray. That Ben or can say e-levy betray. That Ben or can say non-supported emission tax. But today, Alhaji Bawumia is fighting or seeking for political power. Into him say Ghana for near gullible. Into distancing from the sonono symbol no. And also another can and another than so who tape na. Or say Mona mo kasa ya mu distance mo free political party. The Ghana for nye gullible. So Ghanaians are not gullible to say Alaji Bawumia ya odi odi Ghana for akum, a benedi odi yakum, in Yumafo wogu omojuma, banking sector crisis, and Kamube Tim the 9 billion, ya modi 25 billion ye clean. Because I think you challenges said that.
Okay.
So if you yeah, can say speech deliver and a speech of lies. Now, my main address you in a fancy form. Honorable, o kasa no say aban we buy na when your Ghana card and now do juma. Inti over so just a Ghana card no. Nya aban we pencil na you start a Ghana card.
There we go. Erika Ghana card there. Kufuor na starting na mo beto aso popsa dimo. But oba just omo no mo deliver. Say no there.
Efia me ba Ghana card. Start ye papa Kufuor pencil. Ana me boa. Ye pass airline no 20 LI 2111 meboa ene e call as of say if you akonya so na ye di dwuma hodo ato ho enti MPP aban ba no mote committee na ete no Professor Atifa ena no da no owie no ko submit report at the vice president in the said report no what they said they say na biometric data near collected.
Erika Ghana card mu deliver ya na mo deliver.
Me ba you see we talk with facts. I just mean to be my raw statements. I am me a crash seminar penina. Time no not demographic data they near gather 60 million. You process say cars no 4.7 million. Open report na me send the amount. Report na de ma Bawumia no. Professor Atifa na ye. Yeah, and then this year if you conversion near distribute to cars of 900,000 cars, Ghana cars. Not blank cars are never 9 million. The same committee ni kokoye jumane ba and the question is I won't say omo terminate contract nana. And near ma chance so dia hodo ane wo Ghana card so be link tin number ne de keka ho akoso ne mu de hen yesesa no. So don't sit here
but Erika integration to the point says they say Ghana card has been integrated almost everything no. Say no all the credit be mo kakata o at least. Start here, which we all agree saying Bawumia start here, but they have delivered it.
But Bawumia taking the credit in a Ghana card canon achievement and I make sure say
but so much time no my year and you almost time no my
Ghana card almost start to print a cast, right?
Debbie
Obi se mrato ho obi award contract o hwehwe mu boni bi anim the same company nejuma features ni bi na odi bi abeka ho obi printed 900,000 cars eche Ghana for no bi obi ja okọ na wa print 4.7 million cars ayen cheye okọ na wo blanca 7 million 12 million egu ho
now we get I don't know they tell say ekra o maye or ohuru
na se Ghana card yente na se ewi yente petrol so ana. And the fundamentals now you week in the Ghana card now I'm lifting them. Businessman no kasano so Ghana card but he's complaining.
Okay.
Ghana card no if you pokuya ye no krom kwa abre kwan no ete sen. So those are the pressing issues.
Yeah, but could you also admit say at least the reason why I know say Mahama was one of the people who was very passionate about this integration. Because Mahama Kasa so many times when he was talking about say I didn't know what first a voter ID card, they were NHIS. He was always passionate about integration of the card system. And he said, Bawumia, yeah, at least also where we are more there, but at least
one about
to say he has delivered.
One the problem a ban e-levy the oba obitrum and we are another at the buy. A ban emission tax over obitrum and another at the buy. A ban a betting tax over obitrum and another in the buy. A ban 125 ministers a good of far more. Yeah, can also about the E50. Yeah, family and friends who was say ambassador to UAE. Wakonte Ramadan, SI deputy director NADMO. Unia Bawa, the other Northern Development Authority, the office na motorbike tricycle 400 I don't know. And they the neighbor gender said. So this yes, Nini Abano. This crop of leaders and Osiako Pintiaba Ghana, we are not ready for Pintimaminto. We know Bawumia to be a chronic liar in politics. No amount of his words any bit me convince Ghana for. So those at the port, those businesses, no. The question I busa on said, at the end the preventive Bawumia so China upon because a COVID levy in Ethiopia. And to import or then a container COVID levy in Kondutimia by 100,000 based on the goods quantity, no. What is preventing them to cancel it? Are we so experiencing COVID?
Okay. Okay,
and
you have
these
a
are
point
the people we are talking about.
I'm a person more credibility. And yes, our taxes no more free. That's your issue.
If you have any
I
medicine
think a lot
form,
of people will agree with you on this.
if you have medicine form, no, me bu baby na fusi no, mama nsem wo abi. Me na ba a friend ko su atu na mama nche na nyima o mikrom suma hinku. Me na naka kire me say, "Uhia bochi a, afia so ni mabochi, omo ton na ma. Obetimi ahia bochi na entoma mienu pe na egu na pampem. Na entoma mienu na bochi ya nante ya be 30 kilometers. Entoma tu na. Ba bochi betimi afi sunyane akodu mikrom suma hinku na entoma na obi to baako. Entoma na bochi timi bobo ne say 50 million entoma baako pe o. Once a year, good. But nka ukwo anti ya mansa store antoma no betimi anya ne 500 Ghana cedis, which is 5 million.
Okay.
But bochi si odi ni dra onim da obeshi akwase ya sebe. Inti time bia bochi board na no bo 50 million no oshi akwase ya na sebe. Kwase aka so obema na 49 million pe na bochi aje. Sa antoma kro na bochi shi akwase oto na 49 million na ke ton na 500 cedis no. Ba kona aka na bochi de ko the next town. Obi su share bochi obo 50 million na o se bochi memo 100 Ghana. O se ababaraka. One nen press wa 200 Ghana na bochi aji. Inti abochi dija o se onim do be den. Obi shi akwase. Inti sebi abochi jadie na Alaji Bawumia peso ne Ghana fo di ni yatra ho. Ene Ghana fo ye ni adi ye ni uni abochi dwa bi. If indeed you mean something positive for our country, we've given you the mandate for 7 solid years. You've implemented new taxes, over 40 taxes. And then your life, your west off.
Okay.
Can it no na me aminu Samia
Eh,
Ukuboy
nkeje for anusi na unia be mamrem.
Meba can na minu Samia Ukuboy Sabre. O otena fidie so na obusa se utimi ha dan e won kran. And then if ya so hu so bi etimi ha single room e won kran 2 years a obetimi ha your wedding we kurase. Enough from because single room in Accra and it would pay baby 1,500 Ghana cedis. So what is this?
Okay.
And this is the state I wom. Nyamwana moka someone they rent something be apple nyaba. Apple ni person na high down also. Mo ye bunch of
1,500. The 1,500.
If you man can be.
But honorable Zeni, unia be masimuni credibility.
Rent
Na me man
assistance,
na
no.
mbremo.
Rent assistance, you know. The 1,500 are benefited so far.
Honorable Zeni,
Money
brown
is
left
best.
kakrama me.
19
Brown
million.
left kakrama me. Ne as all hide it
Wow.
exactly how
Okay.
come this was great.
Okay, NEPA 1,500 and are benefited. Or rent assistance policy na the ban. And no, so far no. Sikaya this best 19 million. And senior Ghana for Embabu na sumunenti. Yeshimukino.
Rent. What hide that man Crawford?
The part of door. Oh, yeah, more and you see a high mom. There's a
Na mo ye
scheme.
den.
Yeah, discuss, I said, Bushia. I did Bushia no more. Now, because
And you want Crawford Ghana, my boy, Mobo Siamo, they are rent to dine.
let's say 25,500.
Hey.
Let's say 5,500.
Oh no,
Come on,
abu
Because
Follow
I advance, no. Oh, I mean, you can, if you go online, you can put in your application. You can vet the process. Because, and then you can't rent advance 2 years. What me, and it's 2 years in a bit. Now we'll wait monthly.
Wabra,
And no people access to. People have access to it.
The rent act, no. Ubi ko hide up to how many months?
I think
Eric,
according to the law.
6 months.
Eric, me jam me no
months.
months.
And I will say I
think the point is raising is that I didn't more enforce it rent act.
You see the contradiction. You see the contradiction.
The reality, if you want to enforce the act in its current form, now I can say, down bread, if you feel rough and charge more than 6 months rent advance, as in the act now. Who suffers?
Hey.
Who
So
suffers?
you don't respect the laws of our country now.
It's necessary, you know, we have to really look at the act. Look at the current circumstances.
You are messing up, not the
and
act.
make sure say. Eric, when I call law school, when I'm going law school.
And
I say, who's a week? I call law school. And then, constitution and I'm a crown. Your constitution now. Eric,
But honorable, the issue is about Bawumia credibility. What of a constitution? What are you proving with the constitution?
Credibility in India. About A-levy. Mameka A-levy. Credibility of A-levy. Senior Odi Kai. And son, the Ebeko election 2020. Bawumia made it clear. So, no, he does not support the taxing of digital payments. He made it clear. But then again, they tell me for a constitution. And she say, "Mono, Bawumia fits into the architecture of governance." So, within the governance, only the ultimate decision maker, because Ghana for Etu Obama Nanado Danko Kufuado. Never be a secret more. You're doing Etu one. Ubeti say the ultimate responsibility rests with the president. Ebinende, Wukai, he pick initiative decision. No, there was a disagreement up in the morning. Kind budget between Osafo DH Mensa, and President Kufuor. At the end of the day, when Osafo Mafu was reading the budget, Okan said he's been authorized by the president.
Okay,
it was instructive. Now say you better take a decision to go to IMF. We knew the stance of the finance minister. Obeka said we are not going to the IMF. It was going to be the very last resort. On the 1st of July, 2022, he came out and said the president has asked him. He can be the finance minister. Yes, he can but ultimately, Onukra was appointed by the president. It's time for our constitution. Article 58. Bawumia will have his own personal vision and answer, not doing a particular issue. One, a corner can young corner say, or the cabinet. Amount for the different perspectives. At the end of the day, it rests with the president. If you are creating even in parliament, and can be a member parliament, they should go through cabinet. A lot of things come to parliament with executive powers. Cabinet to cry constitution to cry mention advise you. And not better EMT. Ninya advise you. You can advise the president. And by
honorable say where any friends a year Nana Pokumo position Bawumia no. Purchase how am position Bawumia.
Let me tell you one
questions to Emisata. Musi your economic board. Musi ono no bet you change fundamentals no. Musi ono no bet you solve Ghana problem.
If you answer on the Ebeba Bemo 2017. Bawumia was put as the guy who was going to work on the economy. At the time, Nana Akufo-Addo was a candidate. At the time, NPP, he appointed finance minister. At the time, NPP, he appointed governor of the central bank. Once we came into power, those functions were given to the finance minister and the central bank governor. As a vice president, he needed to do something. And based on his anywhere he's coming from, he decided to say, look, these people can run the physical side of the economy, or let me run the monetary side of the economy. But me as vice president, and also, let me take upon these particular duties to formalize. Budget. The central bank, they have their budget. The Minister of Finance has his budget. Ministry of Trade has all the sectors have budgets. The Office of the President, only budget. It is subsumed under the Office of the President.
Okay.
That's how our architecture is. As the Vice President, Bawumia projected our party into government through his intellectual interactions.
Did it include Obedin trusted the NDC for cancer because he wanted more to come to power?
And say, you call a National Theatre Obeka in 2015 in one of his lectures. Obeka said there were a number of banks which were on life support. And their way. Statement or can't say, and can the opposite number? Statements or no, can't so reaction if you know, and then in general. There were statements that he made, and they were factual. because no you're privy to the assets quality report now year 2015 say your financial sector no and the to just and I will lie support so.
Okay.
Those were factual statements.
Okay.
And those came from Dr. Mahama-DECIDING.
MPP mo motia konwa so yi. When manage economy no Bawumia na nanado. Anase Kenoforiata.
How can it be? Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo na president. Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo the ejuma ehwe sika ba in fact finance ministry you can fiscal policy na sika do do ahe na eba efutuo sika na efi na eba efutuo eno na e tax e hu sisi ene eba efutuo sika na eba efutuo no so e den de be as simple as that ura can Oforiata na ejuma the other side no inflation
who was chairing Ken Oforiata ejuma was Bawumia involved in managing the economy and that's a winning power and no discard.
Once a collective I am sure say major decisions be able cabinet. Major decisions be able cabinet. Yeah, but GE levy emissions then you have cabinet. Cabinet a bit debate budget on answer and budget back. But at the end of the day, who share budget statement there is a statement on it. I can say Obi Obekan budget be or kind on behalf of the president. Or kind on the behalf of the president. It's the backstops to the president and not the vice president.
You know, VAT and BBI and another fault.
Fault in India way. Look, this party, this in this government, right? Yes, I'm out for fault and a mess and there be. Me, I am proud of the record of this party. I'm proud of the record of this government. What I will admit and then say, we have faced very serious challenges. Very, very serious challenges. Even the banking sector cleanup. And I make us say the opportunity cost of over 21 billion. Sanka and yes, you say eco fix banks. Yeah. The opportunity cost and can you Sanka a capacity charges so don't costing for close to $1 billion in a year, no. Sankanya noa, and Kakwe work with him, my area, Munya, the affix. Sankanya combine a better and pay more. May say in total, 3-way are costing over 50 billion cities. Those were challenges. Our government you're facing. Okay. And Bia Pahoso Chantro, and that's all Cadia Yintiminka. But you see, Quemono. You could see our traffic also. You could see our traffic on Coco. It's Yama Bebia, and time I was a Dukumasano. I check a crime. I don't just say Kumasano de Yendu. Yanamo Kumasano dear. Yame Chadi. Yet the relay. Yame Chadi, we are back on track. It's Kumasano, Sabutena, Yadi Elko Kumasano. We are on our way. And you be Kumasano. It's not about it's not about life.
Let's man for them normal show movies if they believe Bawumia. And the vision he has expressed, or they believe President Mahama, and the vision or the Babano. But say tag for the castle moon Bawumia. Honorable, just a quick response, the son of Mama and Apoquabum. So almost you among Jimundi, among Bawumia, non signboard and sign. Honorable Fuseni, what do you say?
Oh, parts in India, a manifesto.
A
social contract. And look, Bawumia is going to run for president on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. The New Patriotic Party and sponsor Bawumia. His personal vision, BBI will permeate through the campaign, right? But a Pama or Negana for Echo. Say, Montu Abamame, this is my manifesto. These are the promises. Namea Dromontu Abamam, Namotu Abamame, Namiko Abemoa, a Juma Mepesem, a mom. See, our contract, and as a social contract, it is no problem at all. Any problem, cry. Politician, Biano. And elections are always about the future and not about the past. Elections are always about the future. Now, nipe me no moko election. 2024 elections are equal. Nipe me no. 2 front runners. Other ones, yes, be swimming. Me say 2 front runners. 2 front runners. Oh, of course, the NDC. Into the characters and Kasa. It's election it's not about the past too. Yeah, to Abamo Bia, Ghana for rejecting abysmally like they did in 2016. It been see that. It's identity I was here quickly. ye walk obia obetimi akọ enkan. And also
So
obia
when research shows that Mahama lead him in the polls, how do you respond to that?
Me, every polls that comes out, me kind. They to see I was here to improve our position until we go for elections.
It will show
Look, if you elections and your transfer strategies. There it's not for nothing. Say election 2008, you call 3 rounds. It's not for nothing. Say in the 7th parliament, now NPP are 169 seats. A SWAT say about 137.
Yeah.
Because of strategy, NDC they called 2020 elections. They targeted parliamentary seats. It's very obvious. And they prepared very well. Yes, that's what they did in 2020. That's why they made a meeting.
And this is one the 2 people
oh, and this is one or 2. So, and this is one or 2. My son said, if you are near internal problems, no
internal problems. Yeah, more than one and
that's unim Rasaman. So, your internal problems, and they were able to capitalize on it. Elections, my this is one thing. You say elections over Africa. If you ask, we shared you last Wednesday how people have shifted positions, how people are now even more prepared to listen to the NPP and to listen to our candidates now. Look, the 9 months ahead of us, or say 8 months now, are very eventful. And I tell you what, we are winning this elections. Come November, whichever month you see the size. Like I'm saying, it can be big at 11 and why on the same lines as Makasa.
If you are all
Bawumia has his personal.
That's how they are. I was here in some Nibiano.
Nana Beba, Mananuzi, Honorable Mawanuzi.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, one kind of trust will be illegal if you. Okay, do obey and making sure say, secure by a buying foot to a mono. A becon kind, ain't a bedroom pen, so by 2025 from now. Price ever charge you. Senior or senior per se, and then Yadrum.
What to be that? Ugu be a juma, go be a juma. If you know what New Year, if you're in the hammer, maybe Mamma can't send me.
Oh, yeah.
Me will be a
and also train work
maybe 7 1 minute. 1 minute.
I say, I would hear you. And this is what
if you will be a man in your cashew business. Last year, Omo implemented e-levy and electronic tax transfer tax near the other. The person was to send 300,000. Name was sampa or send there basi one rural bank, na final rural bank. Near kwa kuyi edia my boys no motor cashew no. Only make Katanam say, bro. A bear can send in trenches no. Because your core bank no so mun transfer 300,000 at a go.
Yeah.
If you declare send the first 100,000. If you send the first 100,000, they are 10,200. Yes, 11 on Kwan, not then or high car crown and call this can come no the bank who a bedrusa. So that act alone, Nipana na many business, it discouraging that you are my cashew business. No. Also, you can do it. So why? And you're collapsing these businesses. Now I be catch you say you to Obama will be more about be if you
Masa. Oh, okay, want to Obama, His Excellency in another than Kufuado. Unlike John Dramani Mahama. Unlike John Dramani Mahama to Obama in 2012. Oja Ghana Trocas, and I be so man. Or no, they are to Obama. And Bawumia, they want to only about the Swaba. They are making 11. One kind of trust I say. May you may buy Diamond Penny, may you 11 if you. Or try and baby, Obisika if you dear obey. Emma Sab Sika Baba Futum, a call and kind to the extent to say, yea, here 11. Yea, here, 15% on and domestic consumption of electricity. Aye, here, emissions tax. Or try and Kadamani Mahama so can be beer. Now come be said, I say so be a blaster school too. Say a year foreign place in or bedroom poor move. And on your media maintain.
Mahama said now can open the Kutiasano.
Yeah, they met you and say, I'll say, of bedroom foreign place. And
one casa
or you so local place. Well, you so local place. Meaning so never say tournament will cry friend a channel. Meaning say obi at the end and also I can say tournament will why and also yet to say Afcon now and we have for players on base local. Ebia Eric made the crowd no air also. Which
yeah, Black Stars Nagana for the one to about.
To say Bawumia can credibility as America just what Mahama credibility as are you satisfied now?
Mamentene sa adewe. Bawumia ko antimi nye MPP.
Okay.
Yen ti ase wo credibility no. Enye Bawumia na mum eye aban no.
Okay.
Also politicians
need credibility.
Yes, politicians say kasa omo attack persons. Yeah, before yeah nyesa. Because Bawumia na on kasa man o kasa ma aban no. Eti aban no mom na yeah before yeah attack on credibility. So no. Yeah, say me kasa no me president ebe correct me. Say go office me ni nyina na wa say aban no na ne credibility questionable. And Dr. Mahama-DECIDING is part of the government. That doesn't mean say we no any credibility.
Abani issues need credibility because of the Omaya in the past.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know, yeah, sa entiasie we enya adwuma.
Okay.
Because
they say two governments I say government ni omo leader.
Oh, nasa ayi Minister Kaje me kai so kaso mba one time premier obey omanye.
Okay.
You know, at that time oma ban say no so any credibility. What I say? Me person me two both sides ni nyina afu. Kadia mu betimi aya magana. Na yenya personal attacking. Because obi okra who attacking na na ni agi sa nipa no. What I say? Enti mestre say yen nyina yen share the issues that will bring bread and butter to the people. And yet issues are lie on obi. Dr. Mahama-DECIDING Bawumia was young man to the level. At the end of the day, how can I Nana Poku attack his credibility? But not buying any credible.
Okay.
But yente honase. Na ankoya say papa no na
as a person no.
Okay. Yes, as a person. Okay. But politicians in there, omo kasa, omo attack persons no.
But honorable say catch us say as a buy no my ready say ban say Musi chiche omo sign it omo sign it. Okay.
Many aje pa. Oh say me I need to be convinced because me guso tie minim onipa metu abama no.
Okay.
Eti ejira honorable Fuseni ni minua Erika Jesu so omo be convince me. Ama matimi ato abama omumu bia at that time my dream ebe me say me to abama. Ebi na Dr. Mahama-DECIDING Bawumia de ba ya business community no ani agye. Yeni agye no yeni nyi say yeni na ho. Yeni da ho. Yeni eda ho ne say eye waka ye to ase. Nanso yenyina bibi so a ebe hye me nkuran say owura yi na sema o kan enokre wonu mi akonti ase apamu say oba obeye.
Okay.
Anu ni eniema ye hwa sebe ya ebeye yie na we mu no ubeto wo mu a we taki we no ya
taki we. But nana to be fair when you ask nana o say Mahama 24-hour economy the portions bi o amone ne ya because mo kwa na mudi kan mudi na hia baako And also flat rates and so Bawumia de ban, so I don't see a good idea. What suggest this idea? I'm more convincing. Me boy.
Sure, me am funny say. Engines, 1.6 engine capacity engines. A container alpha engines container alpha is a 20 feet container. Maybe at 20 feet, you know, they buy 60,000 Ghana cedis, a flat rate.
Okay.
What I say? Eti sa oya ne sa enipa na okofa niama no watimi anya hoden atrase a check ehun say e wo say me pesca say me de ton niama no me ba e ba sa e manipa no ne ho mente. But what man say? Flat rate ye raise yo. O de obo say customs, Ghana customs e be kwa to Omuni Dr. Bawumia betin tam. So enye ye emwa oman no enye say all because omunya omuntobo.
Okay.
What I say?
And also another conversation one day about so.
Eti de ya kanyina ne say. De ya kanyina ne say. Emma omo maya attack persons. No mom ya hwe governmental adie no. Any emwa edeba business community no. Na me omo NDC ni omo MPP no. Anya no na discussion botomo.
Okay.
And then me ba jomi manya kakra. What I say? Sanya so wa America kra nka me ma ubi. So no. Anya afei na we be twin we na we ye say na we ya de ya pen say.
If you catch na so chama bejama.
Yeah, get you know, ebe ye. O de odia no mo kenkan, you know, kenkan.
You na me mama from them. But na also munya decide na me say busa rekeje whether omo decide because honorable Fuseni dey also no ya convince say abato na beba dey inshallah omo market Bawumia be wini. Rekeje, are you sure say meaning say post no mu no it shows NDC is ahead kakra. Some of the posts yeah omo nye new one. Me Jimmy post in CDD in the University of Ghana, but the last one I'm who you from University of Ghana, Mahama lead this slightly. But the honorable is saying the catchers are growing for my faith no motivation number. Ain't it more crowd growing back from they are winning.
If you have honorable there.
This one is a quick one because we call us so.
Yeah, they all can in on fa. Ghana for now was a Bawumia Kasano. Bawumia Kasa and Adiachi and yet a farm was. Adiachi and a cementer and they are torn 84 Ghana cedis yateso. Nipana or ye importer and duties na costrono. Bawumia Kasa yateso. COVID levy 1% now you go so no ye judge. Emission tax, are we not still paying? So the thing is, credibility is about how you manage yourself, not the free one, no money the way. The large Bawumia na ye can asem no. Yes, I mean yakunu Bawumia na okay. Okasa here to the extent say na yere be catch say ni kunu ni economy asem. Ni video no ho. Na ba one ni kunu dan pass say ni kunu ni mama mu na ba na tija. Is it there also kunu kan ho. Na wan rekeje adwuma.
Okay.
Na de hu wi ase pa na se fia. Sa obeye ni papa na wayi bonu aye. Ti say the alaje Bawumia de aye na na ado no.
Bawumia yi na na do boni aye sa na opa kire.
O si 11 yon na de ba yo. 125 ministers and yon na de ba on the 15 e beba. Na time wa ye 125 now when the vice president. Ye di 11 e ba na mudi take.
Vice president appointee president
Honorable Mr. Yeah, preaching say you be practicing lean government.
You can say vice president appointed ministers.
Honorable me pastor ni dey kwan so. Yeah, can say family and friends and mom wonye no. Yeah, ni ye bona na do achi no. Alaji Bawumia na say wanya ambassador. Semira papa.
Mahama so na ni ne cousin ni Mutari. Na Mutari ni minister.
Apart from Joyce Bawa Mutari. Yeah, oya Mahama Busiani. Mama Mahama Busian put 2 dia no mo abe. Mami.
Enye ne sa, ba se Mutari
ni ni na say. Akufo adon ko na Busian 46.
You have to Musa ni Bawa abe.
Yeah, you can't tell me
fantastic woman. What big one.
If you want to make me say, Mahama Niaba compare no Wabemuno. President Akufo-Addo could not Ashanti region, Kumasi to be precise. Some Mahama practices family and friends. And then Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, no one neba Jankroma Akufo-Addo, Meboa. Terminal 3 na John Mahama Nisi and duty free shop on one no any there.
And the ban duty free near the banner.
On the vessel,
I know Chinese Niana.
Mamia or
Vietnam.
Mamma no ambassador Canada. Madame Virginia Haiti. Okay, no. Or no cry any former girlfriend or an ambassador. What are you telling us?
National asset.
Only a high commissioner. High commissioner.
Will be former girlfriend now? We are national assets. And I'm okay.
There be former governor. What you saw be out to be now had a girlfriend.
And the second of Hussein, honorable Hussein, come on.
That one is conflict of interest.
If you are any honorable
Joe Biden, the ban wants about what they will.
I'm going to be firm, but my many ambassador, you know already.
Yeah,
So
but she is a national asset. But President Biden and say I'm passing or the duty free na mana that raises conflict of interest.
Duty free terminal 3 and
conflict of interest.
And if you are on in a bigger scheme of things, she can bid for anything that any
I agree, but
the facts are your president. The facts are your president.
No, honorable Fuseni. Nebano onya duty free one on a fair platform now.
When President Kufuor was in office,
bring on board President Kufuor. Yeah, Canada Kufuor never will be
defense minister was he not qualified to be?
I said he was overqualified. Adu Kufuor was overqualified.
What is
Honorable Fuseni, every question. Honorable Fuseni, question is said President Ebano managing airport wa. A competitive bidding and now yet it was to be unbidded.
Exactly the point that I'm making. Say exactly the point I'm making.
Competitive bidding.
Every Ghanaian have equal opportunity.
And yeah, equal opportunity.
When you want a bidding,
oh, I can't give you the details.
That is the question.
And I make say if you my point I made until say Eric be prove to me say there was some underhand
dealings for doesn't need to prove. What
is it?
A big document they say.
And your public knowledge.
Publishing or graphic.
And America say procurement processes are public.
Honorable, this one there. May I find a person honorable. Say what president back. Big documents now for submitting anyway. More publishing or graphic one because according to PPA laws, you must publish it.
That's it. If you
publish it, you don't send a submitted bid. President Bannon a pick no. On what basis was he picked? These are questions.
We
have the men.
They make an answer. Say New Patriotic Party about them. RTI cry a pass it. It is all information. Very simple. Very simple. So like I say, before you come to make the statement, make sure say you ujina bibiso. Don't let's come and one.
That's say it was so.
If you have a year, you can go up and say. But unless say who will be ujina so,
honorable.
Say
an
answer to say.
Your government is not credible.
That's
just
all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Me can say because where I sit, I don't even know. So,
so why
so big deal without any
Eric, I want to our point. Say who the evidence are be now a fair bidding now.
If you are in 2020, yeah, before elections. Okay, so now a program, the moment of truth, UTV. All these issues, yeah, their whole documentary prove yeah, the need not buy.
I don't know van court. Honorable say, more evidence. I don't know van court. I don't know TV. So
if you're
because obiawo evidence a court in the best place and yet akaya say na politician ni mum betimi akwa letter head bi na amuni mi edwuma
enya politician bia na ti sao Eric again ne nkofo one ne boss na ne boss picture kama na woni chi no sa no mutie
Sami oya big man mu man in free mama o ma phone bem hold on mami answer everything what boss good evening
good evening Via
akwa ba o ka free here Europe me boa
David
Texas okay mbacho yenti o
yo make a trade union or a guta member na so a member
there be we a trade advocacy group Ghana tag omo need guta for na and na mo nua no mo aboso kan.
Oh, okay. Omu initiative, no, I support them because it looks like politicians, they always take them for a ride. And Omba Besha Omu Bona later Omu the vote in the Momu we are no more kata omuni. So Omu ni Omu sign a contract. All advocacy groups are politicians any number Omu so eji adwinchire na. So Omu compile ni we no mu the Omu document. Omu san go back, no mu san go sign that social contract, no. It is the voters know how to deal with them. I think that since we don't have a national development plan, and I think that a social contract, will help the citizens make contributions.
Yo, what boss? I mean that's a good job. I see a one-year contract, and there is a good one there. President, Nana.
Since I feel to me,
me tongue papa, some way there was your phone so yeah.
Me hoya pa what do my schoolmate Michiana baby obi o talk.
Why on up Hussein and not Eric J.
Baby me call an about first.
Oh, what boss one classmate no.
Yeah. What brain about actually
AI. Me classmates as well.
About actually AI sister for Abu Bia I go na chiri kwan.
What boss IT guru one.
Oh, very smart guy.
Oh, great. What boss I know I send me on number. In fact, and there will be a best none of them one number that I will fatene Mr. Kofi Oche. I won't send one number into private messages on. My testimony, I just to say thank you to all of you.
All right, Sister Fia, may I say, I'm really happy about election 2024 in many ways. As a political science student, I'm happy where the country has come up to. Regardless of the outcome of election 2024, I'm happy baby our mind Ghana echo. And even it's testament to the conversation when our panelists were there. I have you see that everybody is now focused on the issues, asking the questions, and be more detailed. Right? In the past, it used not to be like this. You do have by some or the same accidental. We got here because we allow that this democracy a bit evolving. And as it evolves, we would learn through it. And as it evolves, new candidates will come up, they will change the dynamics, will move the needle one step forward. And that is what excites me about the Bawumia candidacy in our politics. Someone who is not traditionally a politician from the technocrats come into the game and move the needle a step forward, right? To the extent that today, like I said, there be no kind of constitutional changes here. Will be about no ministers, why number because there's no ceiling, there's nothing. Today, they are competing on how many ministers Ghana must have in the next government.
And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. That is progress. Today, the politicians have come to realize that the electorate needs more, and therefore they have to give them more. And into that democracy, I am very expensive because they are open now. You don't get it one time. And so now over time, they will compete among themselves. The ideas will evolve, and they all come to a certain point. But when that's how now feel say, everything will just happen in one administration, and that all your issues will be solved in one place. I say it's unrealistic expectation. It doesn't happen like that. And in that, your mama could not know far. Uncle can't jump if you know, into Monto Abamami. Sansa Bawumia could not know far. Uncle can't jump if you know, Monto Abamami. Now you must go to the people of the northern region with a policy, with something that will impact their lives, with something that you can prove that in your year. That is progressive. Ghana has moved one step forward. Into election 2024, it has so many dynamics, so many new variables, so many things that is unseen in any election that we've had since 1992. And for that reason, Ghana folks should be happy about this democracy. But we are evolving. And I think that this approach is engaging and making sure that they want to sign them to a contract. No, I am all in support of it. But in the bigger scheme of things, how is that enforceable in the law of court? What am I a lawyer for? Ask the lawyers to come and tell us how, if on the campaign platform you sign these deals with these groups, how do you enforce that in the law of court if they come and let's assume any of the candidates don't pursue it? Okay. Into the honor, I asked if you know what that means going forward. But
almost very enforceable, but banana okay same way no into membusa between Mahama vision and our money policy no and Bawumia there which one a total wagon where even wagon for
many the Eastern America mete na minimum say the world is moving toward that technological platform, and if you don't take advantage of it now, you will be behind like you were behind in the third industrial revolution. So technology, it's boundless. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are. You can innovate in different ways depending on your social context. That is why the Indians are ahead. India is not a developed country like America. But technology, they are ahead because technology affords you certain opportunities there. You don't need the state to have all the physical nearby road network. You can evolve it and be innovative and be ahead of the game. And in Africa, we are ahead in terms of mobile money, interpretability and payment, and America is behind on that. Because we are evolving the technology to a higher frontier.
And you what the technology Bawumia policy sits well with you.
What's it?
Bawumia the end sits well with you.
It sits well with me, but think about it. Mahama-DECIDING on your also technology, he was a communication minister before. So I probably he also understands the Bawumia canon. And if Ade do also to me back shifting the position closer to Bawumia, near Kotwaba, now it's not Bawumia near Mahama. You and I as Ghanaians, we've won. Because we've had them, at least if I don't get Mahama and I get Bawumia, I know that something is going to push our society forward. And that is why qualitative debate and policy issues are very important when it comes to campaigning. Because election, and it takes a lot of money, a lot of resources, and therefore the country Ghana must not lose regardless. Intermediate, as my biases are, I'm for Bawumia for so many other reasons. But in that year, so I'm very happy about the quality of conversation across our platform between there. And I think that Ghanaians should see the positives in the 2024 election rather than the acrimony and all the back and forth there. But I think it's interesting days and we look forward to much more of the campaign issues. But that's it.
And I like the point you make. I think I hadn't even thought about it like that. It's very important. So for the first time in Ghana elections, we have forced politicians to think. Serious is good. For the first time, you have Bawumia offering 50 ministers, Mahama offering 60 ministers. That's good. We offer 24 hours. We offer several. This is good. Baby,
if you are 24 hours, no one man can answer more.
Yeah.
24 hours, no one man can answer.
Oh, now we have a program. Don't worry, we have a long way, 9 months ahead. You're quite. Mama, good evening.
Even though Bafia, now I want to say.
I don't know, but I'll join you free here.
Maybe free Medina.
Medina, great.
So, about Friday and Yedika, remember Abaso, any Jumetia, so quite would the Abuwa Ghana man. Nafe, Ubibia, Wabetre, Adrian, so Yadubia, doing asset. Now, Mestre Ghana for politicians. This particular election, it should be issue-based politics. Not about credibility, because when you talk about credibility, like a candidate, they don't even qualify to even participate in 2024 election. And it's NDC for MPP for a common thing, and yes, a funny again, I bet me a free. Nene ahotre we na beba ana obi a chantro obi a yese moaye say Bawumia de adun chiraba ni bisiaba President Mahama also the about what I will expect the NDC communicators to do and say omo metre 24 hours economy because me say they were restaurants maybe we create 24 it's a new President Mahama and a better myself, me to me shop, man. I mean, it's mobile, moon now, almost policy, rather than attacking former Vice President Bawumia, because at the end of the day, you are making your candidate unpopular. Because my candidate, former President Mahama, or your unpopular than that. because on only time you may be because of doing so
But yeah, go fit the who restaurant say me say oba ho na utie me bo a.
yes.
Etu you su kan ya ne ade candidate for ni mienu no emu den na na asem a o ka no. Policy issue no eto wo wasum.
Oh, to me there, I'm for Bawumia. Yenti a me kwama Bawumia ne say ya say nia onimu ye no ana ye to ane so. Obafia me nu mie nyina enim say of omai ya pass through a lot. Say enemy meeting am me register for my health insurance no. Plus we have lived in this country and you need single data. Me mama abet no marry. Senyo bi na me na bi na be ka chere so wo ma me ye wo de say na you need data bi a and today we have data and then yenianum communicators who di boni na ko se ba bia na ye chizu a nation is not built one day.
Okay.
Even Europe more developed countries a process almost started to baby and a normal baby compare your it's a gradual process. Name who I want to studio as a host. Who will cast the one for Moody. Omangan and young man build you and your politicians in Guam. Corruption, I can once a me. If human and sana kura star politics. It is a war now you are from as a citizen of Ghana. Nothing to me swap balling through fear me good at them. Now we are young as said yes or mine bar. Benny up to come. A bit to me be no politics of insult no. A bit because they say re-education, a lot of people are educating themselves. And
Nana.
You me that's
Nana ko fichire. Nyankopon mo adwa so why no show restaurant so na nya kese why.
You ba fia so Nyankopon mo a ahodini nimdie brano kubetimi ade adwuma ma Ghana so atumfo me da wasifi
Nana ya na wa send mo number no na mama send no message and say thank you. Nana ko fichire e wo Madina on no send a message ma. Wa fa good evening.
Stefia Michelle.
Mejo so mpacho ho ya de.
Nyame adom na won so e.
Adumo. Evelyn edu ya bo a what do mo camera into so better kasa just also camera so that we can see you. One in time mpacho me connect also very soon. Of I came mpacho enti o.
Okay.
Stefia kasa from UK me bo a.
Mpacho ai. Stefia mpacho man ya o kasa reference abuso kan.
Nana ko feature.
I think sir wakasa pa do me support Bawumia but okasa no kan bibi say edrum rebi kra na omo abemobu but Dr. Bawumia be kasa no amo omo nkranhye bi this shows that Ghana your future asma kana tomakomas Ghana your future because nya dia ye come back nti de okasa omo pese omo ne amanyofo ne eye no so omo be sign bibi no and dem me fo ane so omo nye Dr. Bawumia me support no omo nye say de be ya Dr. Bawumia ba de o kan no obeya ma omo na omo nso omo dwumedi omo di o Ghana no nso no omo nya ho mfa so ama Ghana nso yenso nya ho mfa so ntimi support no last afia Erika J enwumre ne ho ya me wanwa she baby out in office now out no stafia obi a John Mahama kra no unbelievable John Mahama because Erika J believe John Mahama ka odi John Mahama picture ana be born office what is Sami picture about office
there be Sami Fifi wa fa ke there be
this shows that even they don't believe in John Mahama. Pastor Erika J say and 24 hours no the new meter but na asemo Karim say Erika J no kasa sabi ya nwune ho no ye mu bi na be kasa che Sa new meter na om de ba no. Om de be bo ho na eduru anwumra de oye de no o different meter. And eduru 19 so a ye be sesa ne de akọ different meter ama nipa na eridi ana.
What okay where speculation.
Stuff you see on the new meter na be ba. There be speculation. Also the new meter. Stuff your boy meter ni di. Who the mami company? Who the mami you want to? Stuff your mami can control, UK higher one. Stuff your UK higher one. Oba Oxford Cycles are. Big shops are going now. Stuff your actually 11 o'clock no more pound.
Shopping
mall be anywhere. Ye be my dear Chomo pound.
Boga me
Oh, Brammy Joso. Stuff here. Shopping mall be by 11 near pony at 2. Near Baba Prow, I bet yes, and no try Dr. Bawumia anyway. I say, who put me to online? A how cause Zara, a ball of I pump us out to 1 o'clock. You go on online. No, I order what you seek near Manaba, Nesta, Max and Spencer. Aha, Westminster, Obaha, even Crown, restaurants, I wahano. You more time by 1 o'clock, or say, normal pound. Just a club, some corner, to me. On the upper so called club with the end there. Oh, Mama, dear. And the upper club with their club or I said I'm more a license. License like Chromia, the more almost a license. What time I would depend. And to the almost cast a 24-hour economy, Minister, she has some. Steph, I'm in trouble. John Mahama, do so the Bayano. Me, baby, I'm Ghana, yeah. Oba okwa ahensan na your factories bebre wa ahensan your Guinness Ghana no more factory or case because of doom so egu here oba ahensan na your Saud your Bompless your LL omu na omu ndua omu twendua big factories ni na no stefia because of doom so na okwa. Last time me back Ghana, Steph, you call her inside BBA ni ho because of Mahama-DECIDING Erika J mo de buy no. Ababe guno nti Mahama no de Erika J mo kra no omo believe in Mahama. Omo believe an ko omo fo fa Sami Jamfi photo. Amo ho ko so de Sami Jamfi office kra na an ko fa John Mahama photo mo ni office. No be on say yes. John Mahama or John Mahama. Look at them. And some job be ke bia Steph here. It seems that Omuni clue, Omubeki, Yaki can be an Omuke, you have Steph John Mahama. Emra, where we are, Mahama, Obaye, Okasano, Mahama Nazuka, say, only a Tamus or now, or a mate. Mahama, this speech be Mahama Kasasem, so no a mate. Nagana for a man no chance, now I'm Ramedi Gani, now on a bit me. Now, even Mahama no crowd by John Mahama. Obaeno Atamos wo hono Atamos ni minister sa omo hono the chief of staff new ma mo John Mahama baeno osesa omo nyina this shows like Mahama no na oye vice to Atamos no on the ideas and to who can jump to my country say Dr. Bawumia ba president Kufuor ideas no be use enya no kra because John Mahama the ministers and e ba ya o de be say Ghana economy. Pastor, Ghana for your stramo. John Mahama 4 years. Or 4 years pet.
Nti Akufo-Addo so the ministers address the economy. Yes, sir.
Erika Jamie ono na menkasa. John Mahama or 4 years pet. Or 4 years. Decision be Mahama be take piano. Be affect Ghana. Bawumia do 8 years into a BBA. And Dr. Bawumia sabi onye corrupt. Dr. Bawumia onya corrupt. Airbus Bawumia dini. Embraer Bawumia dini. Dr. Bawumia onkwaje Ford, right? Bawumia odi Bawumia sabi Bawumia nyewi. Onwia Ghana sika. John Mahama de yenim de John Mahama te. Enti Ghana for se tuma Mahama. Oni na busuafo yenim. Wi ano mu be wi Ghana. Dr. Bawumia antisa.
Yo, okay. Man, now I see baby. Okay, no. So One in time, but good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Yaba.
But all you're free.
Eric, but me join you from UK. Eric, your madam for Eric, your madam for pa. I think that Eric, you remember me very well.
Okay.
From Sunyai, Abisa.
Oh, okay, senior.
Okay. It's a pleasure meeting you tonight. Why? And I've enjoyed the conversation from beginning to the end. May make me a minute.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. I think a minute here. I will start by drawing your attention to me near Eric issue. No, I would say a Druba Bina Jankoma issue na airport there. No, I was expecting you say Uber drawn attention say stop, because sometimes politicians they drag people names in the mud, and when it comes to proving it become a bit complicated or difficult for them. Yeah. And by the time I obey there's no evidence. Until I did send you a message say manage aware not on stop na fair. But I'm grateful say you recognize that later and you actually came back on track. And that's also a plus to you for recognizing that.
Sometimes we also make mistakes. We get it wrong sometimes.
Okay, it's all right. Let me because of Minianum Yinaka, I am actually in favor of Dr. Bawumia policies. You know, it looks as if we are trying to if not deviating, we are trying to hammer only on the issue of driver mate and even Sister Fiafia crowd case here the two see Bawumiavs duty versus Mahama 24-hour economy. You can see that Bawumia outlined a whole lot of issues. Me in particular, no, even and yet frustrating I am more concerned. But the agenda of trying to reduce corruption in the public sector, I don't know the figure, but we all know that when it comes to the public sector, the drain on the economy and Kwakurano is more than enough of the 300 billion cedis now from IMF. No. For instance, you say ghost names, public sector. What are we doing about it? We all know that there's a policy, deliberate policy, and next month the government launch here is a way of so move really you can't say ghost name from the public payroll. It's a good thing. For instance, one thing I will say, Obe making sure that now he's going to get an online accessibility for all. In terms of public contracts, you bet me the contract are accessible. It will allow you and I to access it, download the information at wherever we are. Even me UK I can download any public procurement processes contract to be online. I can scrutinize the contract, be able to deduce, say, are we getting value for money? You'll be able to also follow it through. Say, contract, is it being executed? Have you paid money? Is it the money no echo waste? These are all things we need to look at. For instance, Bawumia also hinted on the fact that it's going to do something called, and it's unique. Mineral issues are called the beer.
Mineral Development Bank. He spoke about that.
So he's going to create Mineral Development Bank, and there's going to be reclamation of land. These are all things here. Who can tell me, say, only the trading part here, and we are ignoring these fundamental issues.
9 months ahead of us.
Agree.
by sector
But
by
in
sector.
trade, you know, I don't know enipa 80%
Yeah,
Ghana.
yeah, exactly.
Agree. Honorable, and me know ya dream. But I'm not only hammering on only that point, you know. It's good because already, you know, all the sectors within the trade, any the guta, whatever, you know, everyone seems to appreciate say, yeah. And as long as you obiaji to say, you know, I am in support of it.
Okay.
And already notice that the officer okay would oma assessment and also wakra you went back who can say o director back when draw attention about the credibility issue. So we all make me sure me say okasa you do around so much on credibility about doctor no. I was a bit uncomfortable say why will you do that? But later you corrected yourself. You who say no, it's not about the personality of doctor and I can was him. And it means I am interested in the issue. For instance, I mean Erica J. be make a raise issue so many issues about former President Mahama policy on 24 hour. Oh, one thing I realize here we say say will be night, you are going to stimulate it. Okay, me quick. You there, you overstimulate the economy now. Is it going to stimulate it in the night against the day now? Because you said they are okay. Our more meters. I see you doing katia on a platform. I see you doing katia. I mentioned said this is the policy of Omodeba. It tells you Omokro policy neighbor. No. They don't really know how to use it to convince people, especially the voters. No.
And I make our you be a party for in Kasa so that they can explain some questions in your no because I know NDC has a plan. Why?
Okay. May I say. God bless you all.
Private message so that I send you a message to thank you for coming on. Why? Baby. Evelyn Pacho, good evening.
Good evening, Efia.
Okay, say free Germany, me boy.
Aye, unemi pa. All time me no ko.
Me who say only me ko ba nya me ti adwuma na se na ti
me no ko pa, me no ko so da bia.
Me ti adwuma na ti madam sa na ti don't worry.
Ofa mpacho me time aso me dam pam ti fache me se me dum light no why. Eda me sorry I ahomache no. So ahome me tena se ye na wahu manim wahu nua ba anim ye.
Me kwasa ba adwuma 6 o'clock me da so tia.
Ude uti ya me sorry 3 ya mpacho. Efia me ma official pa me ma etiefo nyina so a etio. Ene Ghana fo nso a omutie ye nyina na de di kan edrumra esese ye nyina ye hu te oman Ghana ede na ye hia asoman ede na ye be ya aboa ama ye man chichire no akonanim na ye njai partisan NDC MPP whoever obeba ode ade papa bebe boa citizens no any yendaachi no de me hu ni say ye man Ghana na asebifo person ye nwen daachi de obi abenye di ni sese ya na no nko aho no odwen onwen future eno ne ye major problem ayewo it is the nyina ye hwe say Ghana for ye sorry adabia na ye de nkroma meti afia adabia wo de kwame nkroma nkroma ba ne de afia wokọ edru me no kwame nkroma akọ omom di su kọ ho akọ obi akọ e papa Mahama ni mum di nyom na ba ye omode omkọ na nekufu ado na woso ofri ho ahwa na ebe nipa na nani ho a obeba no ede adwuma policies omde ato de ye hwemu ade no eye beboa yen ebia enye ni nyina kora major ones beboa again as a minor na ya support
ni de na ye kan ho aseminti utie Bawumia de ne Mahama-de ne mu de na wo susu se beboa yen
afia me ba ho wo de nya abotre nya nto wase ma onuaban na ne first da me ba ho so who dia me pa kira ne say asoman ye wo ha ye person mind Ghana eko nanim uti wo ye nwumre ye senka bia wo bibi ye no your mind Ghana mpuntu nti na wotu abusuafo woso nyina ni nyina your mind Ghana mpuntu enti se bibi basa ni enya ya dwen se e de ne de because for the past ye hu se papa Mahama o de ne de abade dada issue kra ma ho te said vice president die bayi enti yen we media nda bia me ka se yen nuanom ne abusuafo media fo momoa yen Ghana momoa yen ye problem kese ba ko e wo Ghana no ye media mo wo Ghana momoa yen ba ko say mo na ese mo educate citizens no ade bi ba na mo so mo take mo side obia wo party osobo to no mo nwen daachi no ho mo nwen Ghana ho obia we wa NDC we wa MPP to kan fe ba ne party a ope no mo nya partisan no na nsem ne ba mo hwe de ye ne ye maame ne ye papa ne abusuafo na e wo Ghana na sabi omo nim akenkan ne atro no mo ti mu ya akere wom then mo educate wom dan say mo kra mo make harm to enyoma bebre akoso to be frank aya na ha dwen ebi ti say si ade ya sama na afia ya papa ka na me sumiti ha me bu afun say na de na afia yes as a journalist obi wo o make allegation afia wonye research bia ni papa mu kra nka woto na ko send test ama wo afiefo okay from na you peace FM we say omo check we man omo send within seconds o mema o emuaye Google have say e kwan be so kra na fa so ye di as airport ne ma ababa no if or qualify say say wo ye obetimi atran why not e wiase ba bia president ni busia ni bia timi nya bibiye obetre fi onya hwe no mo be adwuma na se we ya
mo anu si no obi nso nkasa kakra
why mami make point me throw ani de mo ara so afia enti to da bia me hu se ye nuam ye ka mo asama ya na mo ntan pe but ye ya na be ka ye nuam da bia me ka me si ye nuam ye classmate fo no ye busia no bia mu hu emi woni me betu nim se me na me kasa no so ati ase enti ye sra mo mumwa journalist amuwo Ghana mumwa ye na Ghana nkọ nanim because BBC a mumpe se mo beye research your problem ba kunta ya monya research kakrama yen why because say nyame adom bibia wo fa wo phone wa uguki ya sabe ye nya opportunity ye nya moa anko school anu akiri anka e bia nya aboafo de se ne ye nua no nya free education ka afia ke no nyina akraboro fu nke betimi maka bet ye nya
the truth of the matter is mashada na mema wakasa because the truth of the matter journalists wo nyina ye research pa number 2
monya ye krom afia you to you afia ye tiemu daily
ya time na 2 minutes to ba on mama wakasa
mate o de me ba
no o adwuma o airport a oye number 3 contract no ho asem no enye publicly accessible so until bia wo abrochi obeka America kra no President Biden bakoye adwuma they are raising the issue as long as ebusuani bi ben president no there's conflict of interest.
Mati was here. What can say conflict? But who nim a crown fast or nya and also news.
And it's a secondary issue and found a coin of fast.
You cannot say it on air just like that without having any information.
I say
the way I can meaning about the way I can like you are in supporting with Yenu America. Meanwhile, you don't have any.
It's a fact, sister. Wait, okay, oh dear, so I
it's a fact. I then say it is a fact, but men yet said yeah. I said now we nim no can I yet say
no question why you ma ho ma catch now. Inti minim the opposite.
Is it a crime? If yeah. Is it a crime? And unya information who say yeah the to the way I can on the court and now if you don't know
only case ya
me know this me know you man am here
na sem no party ne ba bi o me am
me was here Eric there we know them say can o motie Debbie mama me land me got me mama land me pa sure me say ma say ma daje ye tie one
10 o'clock
me ba ye tie mu a aya mo so nya abotre ma ye dom ne ye tie mu ndi say bibi ba na ye nya tam ne nya ya o ma me kan asem ya saka ma ye ndi ama wa ye free ana me boa enti mama land just 1 minute ana say me pa say Eric again we know them no propaganda na no my get some be Ghana for the good people of Ghana so no Ghanaians no so yenim de betra so ye papa Ghana for nim ya Eric betra ho beka no e na obe change obi adwin e na current government so yenim at least Eric to a light one who papa from papa time na ka dum so na ma ye to your shop ni abetra brutre because na me ye hairdresser and was salon doc official time was salon obi a onim bia more than 12 na wo workers wo dum so uti kan nya beto yi diesel e na de agu wayi mu wo bi enso kra tika no nya hwe e na me de abetena ha se me kun se stress we de bra be po baby so enti no baby aba ababi akọ enye nne na Ghana fo ye wenti ye ne Erike mu ba mon kan no kwen policy amu be ye mon kan Mahama na ye papa Mahama onye different person onye fra abafo ababi da ya sa to so about 2 times Ghana for say empen because oba ye no wan so ye ni so ati enti se mu young way na mu di NDC mu no mu obibi papa mu be de mo ho ye na mo fa nya na mo nya de mo mra na mo because we have to get a strong opposition enye se bi obi ko na ye ntimi nka ye nya ni sa na mo so mo be de ye na mo nya propaganda ne anu twa ne ye mfa sa nchechiro man ni ehwe de bebo man Ghana if you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
That's why. I'm sorry, the 1 minute me prepare now because
oh,
only
that
to Facebook say shut up over there.
Yeah, they say shut up. And yes, I say no, it's not like that. If you are sometimes it's what I say. Because your classmate before your age group way. So what I say, and you say when your opportunity in that doesn't mean that you if you sub you. You say be a moon yasa saying yeah, wabontin. Yes,
I 4 lines.
Kasa kire mu nuanom mo maame mo busuafo ye different people we wi ase ye Ghana fo ya na mo kanti no mo ma ne nya sa se mo nko a no obi a new opportunity na mo anya na mo tete anim enti so obi su kasa me nya mo correct wo ma mo so mo chimu nya mo de why aya mo correct wo arikaje mu oti ho na arikaje twa ntro na hwe no twa ntro na bo triko we don't do that. Thank you very much.
Yo, yeah, video. Yo, yeah, that's why it's definitely that's it. And you know, to me, kind of also attempts I know I free. Oh, and also therapeutic. Mr. Emil, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Sister. But make us a free UK.
UK, but you ain't why.
Me chair with you for no worshipful. Oh, boy, you my day. Yeah, me sure. Dedica no, dear, Passam Cyril, now, sir, candidate many no, Omuna, Enya Quinja, Abasmo, my Ghana, and I'm a boy. Intino, President Mahama, Onya Quiniano, Cecilia, no, promise a 24-hour economy, which is your topic. Now, your situation, yeah, oh my Ghana, your electricity issue, Crano, a big problem. And the management, a headache. Or money that sumu for over 3 years. Been a lady about complaining. Me sure say I don't FM Munya was share at the time because now a do time there was some would do machines near there. It boils down to credibility issue. It is a when to me I manage the electricity situation at the time. There is no guarantee say Uber to me I talk here about 24-hour economy because 24-hour economy depends largely on energy in terms of electricity companies, industries, between any of their year juma. To be very honest with you, if you I think say President Mahama can't some a because there is no credibility in that aspect. So between a manage economy, even talk of say Obama 24-hour economy aye juma. Oba Dr. Bawumia ideas and so on also the abana. Or say or the flat rates at the bar. Me my head more internal revenue there. Now there was a situation whereby we bet me at the car tax by 8 quarters. Oba officer show on no more than discretion with determine say winning. What the car by 8 quarters. Could you back to a bank chest nafa a 5 quarters no fabra na nipa ba ko waje 5 national bottom. Now this is the kind of situation I face since 1957. You go to Tijuana, say yes, digitization yaba. Ama nkofo to me tax directly or to fear. And kasasika we na akwa individuals bottom all these years. Now this man has come to build a foundation. If you baby was this year US war, me assure say when him say address mupa. The identification of individuals yes ye developing since 1957 ye nkofo be 1,000 omu use 1 PO box yes ye PC developing. What were we doing?
Okay.
It's ye no be ordering your mind to me as set a foundation for us to have address system. It me a create identification system among individuals. Brochu who are if you well bet me the who dance say that is the path to develop the country. And into Papa can also he wants to leapfrog our development. Or pursue a free baby, I was Siano. Now, or dear queen and 10 terms so it sounds like a cage. But US are who grant drone medical delivery and yet common UK me wahe and yet common has a afraid the UK crown try say or mobile a fence a drone medical delivery. Made the made Ghana card at Heathrow Airport. Me drew say cratch you want to me for ID card and for plane. And I'm saying, Patro, one check it, one friend. Metiwa, me akwana miyem kwa sheshe me say, hey, assemble kwa, me try me ticket to. Nti mo ano mo san be friends, oh, o ma check na bibia ye clean na betumi e dey afa plane. Look, now just me ho kwa, me ho Ghana card no. Na me ho kwa just say, me say, hey, just say wo mo no mo hwe me say, hey, na kwa we of him for no dey ID card e be fa plane. Nti sister, mo man kind of crunch ye ho. On mine, yeah, were challenges since 1957. It's been, compounded problems. You to me, offense at the chain and solve problems. But Nyamiadum, you know, be able to identify your key major problems. Our mining, I would me lay foundation with the help of the president as he see and yes, you can pass. Well, me know since when any
no,
5 automobile industry companies Ghana. Me no can say 5 A-rated companies: Toyota, Nissan, Peugeot, VW. In Sinotrack, Ghana. Yeah, real. I wouldn't say that is the engine of any developed country. It's a system. Me I say, but young kind of crunch here. Who said that me I don't cry a vice president or technologically inclined at this age where technology is the key. Intermediate me see na yes just say in now no ebe board Dr. Bawumia na we your mind
no nana
pato mami clear jankuma issue no na say yanya tricky bia enye papa mami culture Ghana for nyina say airport shops na ho no ye high no square meter. And no unco competitive bidding bio. Otre now the cost of behind here. Yeah, the behind. And you know, and yet say be a president, but on also say a Ghana near or ye jadinia or ye jadinity na make a being. Because you remember back our UNICEF boutique. Our be our airport one or high and what tongue muniama. So no.
And they're renting a president, they're renting. Okay.
Yes.
That publishing say, but Nana, oh, there, and we ever go another day. Yeah, but just publishing say you're renting airport stores. It will be a was I think those are the issues.
You write to them for space. You write to them.
Yeah, but the best opportunity, ni better hotel you're renting.
Almost sooner per square meter.
Okay.
Now, Ojadinia, what you makolana, we are mufra our UNICEF boutique na mumisano.
I simple project. What Nana Poku, I want your buildings or stores or dada. I think the question that people are raising, the question that Eric J. person raising is say, President Banonio be our stores or dija.
Oh,
Nani Papa power, and after the work on your store. It's either the store rental or airport. Nipa say price wo mu pebi. But another day.
Odija bia, I will come and defend that person because shops in your hand.
Okay, and our high.
Yes, what trade the coin so open space. See, I'm a try the crop. Send me space na me sika. Me di be 2 square meter no a. Ye be susu amame amamato.
Enti anya na wato renting na
sorry. Amama rent.
Okay.
Enti no ensem no nipa nyiwa no nsi bone because unim ni nyina aka education no me te anom ye send the breme.
Almost send the message
yes.
Okay.
Say ade no renter. Enye say bia ya tamama no. Aha.
Yo. Mr. Sapon, Mr. Richard Sapon, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. From Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, yenti opening.
Yeah. Solution Vice President to proposing a reducing cost in our businesses, but on the other hand, solution Mahama proposed, it's ambiguous. Obi betumi aye juma 24 hours, but you cannot see the profit that will come out of it. And so I don't see the future of the 24 hours policy, but reducing taxes or making it flat, at least we are able to, we know where you are going, you are able to forecast your profits in your business line. And that is the way to go. We should look at solutions that would make our businesses profitable.
Okay. Inti Bawumia dey more feasible to you?
More feasible to me than 24-hour economy.
Yo. Mr. Sapo, Mr. Sapo, yeah, no, send me a number and I'll just send you a message and say thank you for coming on. Why? I'm really grateful. Say all the way from Malaysia. When him join it, in fact, send him a number and one day we have to do a discussion more and more in Malaysia to show us what is happening in Malaysia different from Ghana. Why? Why? Medasi baby, Mr. Sapo. We are Ghanaian all the way from Malaysia. No, I join you. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening, and Pum to say.
Adomara Kwampacho Yentio.
And then Uncle Pansy. I'm saying, paying for a capability in a mission near that. Mamma, there's a medical card that says, 24 hours on Monday. And she moved over beyond said, and you who ye said, Mamma, see candy. And about my should in our canon. More not quite already, but so bad, dear. The Biachin, dear, on my country. But a baby mudia. And only idea you know, a train service by my same. And I did Miss Enemy say a ECOWAS card and I say a Ghana card. Sadia no Miana mean Tias pay if you ECOWAS card and I say Ghana card.
No, a Ghana card, but to me, you soon for ECOWAS and so I said, yeah, Europe
is a debate
card now to me travel or EU countries. No,
the by say, dear Gusun ECOWAS a year ECOWAS card and I say Ghana card.
Card naka say Ghana card, but it allows you ECOWAS migration because we are part of a regional committee. What you say?
And it's a Ghana card in good in so card no say Ghana card.
A Ghana card, go Ghana flag that so, but it's also ECOWAS. ECOWAS abo. It allows you
just like our passports. Our passports. We share passports.
Okay. The number of
Nana tie there honorable kano. Nana tie answer na honorable demano. Honorable mpacho.
Okay.
We share passports I cry. ECOWAS passports. And your Ghana passports, ECOWAS passports, which you can use in the sub-region. Like same with the Ghana card.
Nana, what you say?
The me person who say, "Yeah, throw Ghana card in Gusu and I say ECOWAS card in Gusu." I'm person me.
Opache say ECOWAS number so to say a passport no ECOWAS number.
Nana, they hear plan and I say, yeah. All ECOWAS countries are supposed to issue similar cards to their citizens. Send a bayer, it will be the mode of identification across the sub-region.
Okay, Matthias. And see, said the normal crown ban say a port near the say opposed to flat and Kaye, but say bit my juma dia and Quebec and Kenya can be home. And as at a event a taxi beer or cash will be a few fast your car, say emission tax. I didn't mean to say, say, emission a tax, say omo ka enya adwuma anaso omo ka enya wisi free to na ebeti omo tax no it is adentina so onso wisu ka mo no if you wisu ka mo no na wisi free to a also wisu to asa tax ni dia na because yen ha say no ukọ you ufri fa bia wonam emo so na ukọ landina you was science so say who enter into emission zone into emission zone unim say oka to ewusi a pepe foforofa into wana uka to free wusi do ufemu a kamera betwa na wo no wo ya charge wo ya charge obi a the whole crowd say obi a metwa emission tax
okay
wa wo ka anye no wo na ya charge wo instead na emission tax bi badia
very important fair you now nim ye de be kwa share that for because your time na so no ye be pay answers na ma why nana
mate
me pay answers na ma pa because they say the more landing we mo bibi the friend saying congestion tax ni ade wo landing ti one call congestion area unkotua tax no ba wo congestion area there e be chewo no I think bibi sa na wo busa mami my friend say Pakoti good evening.
Good evening. I'm
Belgium. You could do France and Bracabra also London. Remember, Musu say, I'm patron.
Many dimension so no maybe on Uzbekasa.
Oh, I see. That's nice. Oh, wow.
That's fine. But as some of the person can 24-hour economy compared to the Bawumia air canal 24-hour economy no etomasu all because say I'm no more say me we dreaming. I just took some time off just to be on the show and contribute.
Yeah, that's
now,
it. That's it.
From a Hase, yeah, that's fine. But you see, what Mahama is saying, I be bring into me and say, or percent or formalize it. Not because say it be a back home, no, will be in practice a 24-hour economy. Recreational centers and as a hospitality industry, there's a hotels and restaurants already. We call places like Osu and places are in back home in Accra, Kumasi. They be running 24 hours. So what I say, I have say your shift system. If my ban up, on my phone, almost at 6, no my phone 2 for us start here, no my phone 10. Me am a bay, me jinemwa until 12. No my phone, no me coffee. But me kono a running system. So someone is also going to take over from me. Not also they are to another shift. That is what Mahama is proposing. Of course, you need energy. Now, so we grab so kaze. Mahama did do so by ya. Not that person. No, me nima sem cry was a me grab no. Between a catcher ni brain ebiem. So and MPP for us and now more person more shit is a blame game. No, as if say. Mahama ne buy no de dum so to be a pampem no buy no but to say I don't know what na wanya hu bibi. Now Bawumia digitalization as say yembisa ya hu say digitalization runs on infrastructure. Me I can testify Eastern Corridor fiber optic cable Mahama ya na say NDC government ya me all through to the north connected internet service Emma that part of Ghana no me were personal interest. I was our project because I was part of the team now. Yeah, embarking on that project. And now, sir, you has time President Atamils may so rest in peace. Or share me see University of Health and Allied Science at the time. I was part of the team one. Yes, you see why the internet connectivity. Echo you has at the time. So what you say? So me share NITA office. I work Ghana. I share NCA office. I see Ghana. All those projects, and those projects, which I can give personal testimonies.
Okay.
On side projects, it may be some MPP for and say, Bawumia 8 years of Akufo-Addo and Bawumia tickets. No, what is their contribution to infrastructure? Ebenam so ama digitalization and just our grounds now. Ghana for air canal. So what you say? We had the token system before mobile money transfer, Momo no Eba. There was a token system already in place. So what you say? Enti omobana some catcher say Bawumia digitalization. How can you run digitalization without infrastructure? And it's not like government has made any contributions in recent times. MPP for no end to me emphasize facts, to make us say I have given you personal information on Nyoma, me feel said me contributions and me feel said and wohonum. meaning so Obia cannot dispute those facts. Okay. So that is what I want MPP4 to be talking about. So Bawumia say Obama infrastructure no why they be 8 years a dear Ben what to me how has he been able to drive that project no contributions there no the account. So what I say because money in no more you cannot run your digitalization project. But that's what I
mean, Mahama policy is more sustainable and feasible.
Me feel say give or take. Say you shape no say you see canon na room area yentumi nya ne ya but nhwema na twetwe nkomo ene enyoma edeba. Etie ka ho asema ye bo hu de ro say no. You know, obi abetumi na adwena ye den aka ho. Of course, all my yard in at one dada. So what I say now the Emma to me Bawumia didn't say. Ono no beka asem ba ko na fe no within 8 years nyina no sa asem na waka no wo de ND justify means na who say nyoma bebre wo hono mu a wantumi ambo ne ho modern. That is the scorecard. Why me that say.
Mami na see we Pakosi from Belgium and so good evening na Kradumbrem.
Evening if you are saying.
Adomara kwa was where.
All right, pardon. We they make us answer. It's getting late. No, be akoda. Now, me person first of all, me bisa question. Me bisa if you say any isa question, we say what's the main mandate of the vice president in the constitution of Ghana?
So that no network no. So Brakwa that no your network ninye why na exactly what you want to say why and yes I bet you in the meantime kradum pacho me ntio
we dey match ya on wait for
pacho we send my number ni bi why na me hwe your number I mental can just look for you and ask you how you're doing.
Yes yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
We dey miss my bomb again in 10 time now. Pacho me start free airport shop na honorable kan wasem. Unse or can be say obetro letter come on self a shop. Such information or thank a public mo be because one expect so be who say information no betro be. And at that being aside no say a competitive bidding cry. Unse Chroma or apply for a jumampo for I don't know World Bank UN maybe so. Do you have a relative there why you juma or hoda? And I say oh yeah juma if you click yes.
Oh Knadu.
What? Okay, yes, say we wish to be pay ejuma or that's the end. Unya ejuma no.
Yeah, it's true.
Me doctorate near perfunding or OECD. Or maybe some say me supervisor no pay ejuma or that. So for conflict of interest in T, no we know it's a no-go area. And he said,
"He's right."
Obampunya, and no there just to clear that side.
He's right.
And I'm patrol Dr. Bawumia asema avekano. Unse no can't make a 7 years. Patrol me Kaipan Ghana 2014. Yako ni lecture wako College of Physicians and Surgeons. President Kufo, ex-president Kufo be hype and say, "Oh no, babe buana nadu. I'm not economy ni Kaipan." Eti say only na nadu abana say economy no enya problema. Untimi nka say no ebia okasa untiana say you are not the one in charge because that was your role and nothing do by enti eno dey mesena there's no problem in apologizing say there you may be our kind when it's fine you know nipa but obeka say yeah backhand man into your kind when and say you meta it means you take Ghanaians as fools and just say yeah two man na do so many. That's all I have to say. But last thing here about digitalization, I feel say Bawumia Ghana card, you know, and I say also meeting. I mean, or the idea about we see it as digitalization, and yeah, no need digitalization no, but Ghana card no, Chroma. Obi or passport be a small card. It's just for the ease in traveling. Say yeah, Europa, we have passport. Say what I say. That's the main thing. Because aside that, some kind of database passport manufacturers now here or Ghana no. It's based on a database. Anything I say me call my passport. Say I call Ghana or makes me retrieve information.
Yeah.
Until when there is just a replacement in a portable way. And to me personally, maybe opinion of digitalized card, no, that card should contain or national social security. It should be synced with all these things. In say okay, voters ID card no. So we will be 18 no. Now you can easily go with that card to vote. Can you say Sakosa line voters ID card if that Ghana card is really digitalized? So that's all I want to say, Stefia.
Okay, yo. And
And
I'm
policies,
say the number,
yeah, policies, no.
we will do it.
Yeah,
I
the
use
time
forum now
I
last year, and I make so we have to do it. Why?
yeah.
She send the number, mommy. That's a baby. Can I do it? Or a PhD student, France. That's on part of black. I mean, that's how the way you be, yeah.
If you're ultimate,
But too, I just don't know it's be waiting, but it's okay. I think we can manage.
All right. Is it better? All right. Now, me, a statement I'm just making is look. Oko US, Oko UK, Oko Germany, they live in a practical world. Fine, they put up policies there, but they always look at the end product, which is the practicality of it. Now, you heard Dr. Bawumia, Nanado Bano, the mandate that the vice president was to support Nanado. Nanado took maybe he was in charge. After 7 years, Nanado took Oshe free SHS money koso, Oshe other sectors money koso. Coming down, there is a failure, and you are running away from it. And you are coming to create another list of policies that you want to come and execute. First one, boss creating more engineer execute you. Even with you, with currency, dollar to CD rate, you couldn't do it. And to me, first of me, when he outlined his policies, I didn't even take time to even go through it because the OD can hear last years, you couldn't execute it. So the NHS you another chance of waiting executive policies are one lining up. You get it? And I'm also now wanted to ask, Mahama is only the 24 economy, we're elaborating and answer he has other things.
No, he has several other things.
Exactly. So why if you why we don't do content analysis of all the policies that
we have just an hour or an hour and a half or maximum 2. Until we can only cut it because we have about 9 months to elections. Every year we do bits and pieces so that we can elaborate it and discuss.
But if you take this for me, Ghanaians we have the literate class and we have the elite class. You cannot take them for granted. You might think so. You have outlined policies years ago. So I'll roll a different thing to come and deceive them at their own work. They don't talk. They won't pick phone and call and do anything. But when it gets to election time, they'll punish you. You get it? Policies are one line. You'll be illiterate. We are buying fuel. We are paying light bill. We are doing all sorts of things. Taxes, good banks, and issue in our whole. Kind. You get it, and then Ghana, Ghana, and you're almost doing so, and then me frame fee. You're doing light bill 4 times, but we say we don't have this solved. So we need to be very practical about our life. Policy na paper, you throw paper long. If your pass and the cars see a Ghana. Ne kase ukui ube bra ansa no yuka but you better TV so new radio so na kasa kama you know something say you know what I'm talking about you better TV so na kan be true so be in a car no bra no afafo no afraid if say ni isa so mboa no ntimi in the car he knows what I'm talking about. But we won't be truthful to ourselves. We don't live in a practical world. We need to live in a practical, but you can use a practical. You see tunnel if you have say acquire the paper so you get it. And next year, just have a pleading. When you come and you don't do it, we vote you out. That's what we have to do. That's all. We need practicality. And the developer. That's it.
Next week, why? Even Wednesday, another show. Even good evening. In my noise, we were way in a cheap. I don't know, baby, a free but so phone there. I don't know. Now me full say free bra kwab now say so bad then you know. Aha.
But what you mean?
Who can say free here?
Because I free Dubai. Why? What's the fear?
Yenti o I'm say phone no be me say speaker be wo ma bampa chokasa.
Because I free Dubai. What you mean? Okay. Mr. Fear, on say you can't Dr. Bawumia. I'm say you know no be ntiase. So who free such a central a free man pon e consulta na o se hon class ya opa sa area hono that is the fear say tamwa dum some no ba ya no nipa ye do mo call ayare sabia o mko ya penfo ubusa o mbeka kire nyame adawroma and dum some ni hobio enfanto Ghana card just recently December ya na mo Ghana because of Ghana card we try take it by Ghana ebe Ghana card because the person go different country passport no yes Nigeria 14 bajibi e Ghana the call and they say no who different between Ghanaian and Nigerian because by Ghana baje Ghana card and sana meet me I continue with process so that's here it is obi wo ho no say papa na kasa or say digitalization and I say obey flat rate and your man for ntiasia no compared to previous yeah pa John Mahama mamua they say you see a transfer can but because Dr. Bawumia have Yakupon my prepare because yeah mamua na to quasi see one so you are Dr. Bawumia nene se mo kan so you be a sabi upesa wa braboko year na utie ma we policies or their bar which means that Dr. Bawumia will be a correct man. I was a Ghana phone in a admin man because one, sir, there was a time now John Mama, John Mama, and now I'm saying a school for me was I said a hospital be now I'm here generator for plants be not comedy I because some exams. Okay, almost almost DC as someone make a man post to man pom musa obi ahe oka jom so mukfo ofri man po ko akra oka jom ko mu disi ho so that's ya ati media make a can say yeah o duba ha and sub you see arab country and the duba ha be patro within your starting this o ma to patro duba ha po am for see duba o ma to patro bisa ya to patro Ghana how many times you to patro and mobile money interoperability and now we all you have be who send this car bank to bank ebeko e dey be bio na Bawumia fanye e dey be bio na Dr. Bawumia fanye Ghana for me who say e say dey do no you modern world what does this stuff ya etim da se pa kakra bet pa ka fi Dubai ha no that's
me that's ima Yakupon sha be Ibrahim na normal wadwuma nkoso honorable Hussein any final thoughts
Oh,
when your
if you
feedback from
say
Senior Crawford feeling about the economy.
oh, of course. Now, yeah, kasa. The American say, yeah, kasa. Let's be factual. The gentleman who was talking about fiber optics and infrastructure MPPI, total kilometers of fiber optic in Ghana is 6,343 kilometers. Emono MPP there 5,610 kilometers. NPP 88.4% of fiber optic in Ghana. And then more 24-hour economy. Very simple. Demand driven. And the passport office, how many Ghanaians actually need passports? If of the population of the 32 million, 4 million in here, why should the passport office run for 24 hours? When there is no demand that is driving that 24-hour. It's the fact that 24 hours in there, 24 hours. It should be demand driven. If demand in anywhere, you cannot do 24 hours for what?
Okay.
So let's over time. No, I'm sure say a Benyan pacing. We'll get to look at some of these things, but especially and for policy, I believe I say people like people who are PhD students, they should be interested, but they should come with a very level of fair with no biases, so that we can actually deal with the issues to the benefit of our great nation, Ghana.
You. Nana.
Okay, let me re-echo to my dear brother and then the government, and personally to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I think that he is the leader of the party now. Yeah, best friend. Yeah, ready for the yasem no kitiwa bikeke. Also near by juma. Yate ya preso ani ya juma. Nemom ya fine sunshine craters ni ente anwase. Se asema wo kan ayo bia trimu de no. Omianhwe na yen semente ne preko. na yɛn nyinaa yɛnte ho ase in a form of memorandum ne ahunu sɛ dwumadie no a ɔsɛ obɛdi no ɛnyɛ adanko daadaado bio na mmom ɔba a ɔbɛyɛ deɛ adwadifoɔ nyinaa wɔ Ghana nyinaa ɛhwɛ kwan ne sɛ partyfoɔ mpanimfoɔ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mpanimfoɔ ɛbɛkuru kyerɛ saa nsɛm yi nyinaa gu krataa so na yɛde yɛn nsa ahyɛ aseɛ ɛneɛ yɛn nyinaa bɛbɔ tobo yi na yɛaka sɛ yɛdi n'akyi saa nso na yɛwura John Mahama nso ɔso akeka bi memente ɛfa adwadie ɛne nhyehyɛeɛ a ɔde bɛfa adwadie ho no mesrɛ saa DC ni bi tie mi a ɔnka nkyerɛ yɛwura John Mahama sɛ adwadifoɔ yɛhwɛ no kwan ɔmmra mɛka ne deɛ na because me money lead there are so many loopholes a obetumi atuatua Ghana port ebetumi ni Togo deɛ ayɛpɛ so I ready sɛ open information na your office
money ne be engage
ya ni be engage
okay
yenyi twen enyi adoa deɛ ɔbɛma adwadie ayɛ mmerɛ no yɛbɛdi n'akyi okay tie no meda tie for
Eric J
yeah meda se meti comments ni bebre na am so show no dey na comment segment no cry ni ka chen dey I
me na me ka kire o ebi ku na ebi bo blows ni ade ba beautiful ni nyina aka ho na eso what about
that many the way you know burger for na come adwe no the beauty of it because when him say omo contribution our economy is so huge.
I know.
So their interest in everything is very paramount. So I commend them for more comments on what they buy. Na ba konso say baby ana meti John Mahama picture creating was some gentry picture na na me office na me nim say one me back asanso nti na e was me twen sisi ya na mafi okra be du fi
yes me catch ya no bra on trim ma me kra o chin ya o na sami je bi picture bo me say hey
ono on tia se kra if you own ade ba kwa me pese ye tia se dey say election 2024 is so different to the extent that kasa bia na obi kan emre bi atwam a ofa ne ho di no wuntumi nkan ne because on say the coming in of Alhaji Bawumia from 2012 ebano Alhaji Bawumia kasa na oka ase economics no kusua ba adwen bia wotim na da and now ye twam sa season no ko bi and then someone who can ye nyina na handle back no and no ka fiber optic ho asem na wo won se menu aba akona na okasa na oka IT infrastructure na ye na oka ho no if you can okra buy we buy infrastructure ben pa no maya and then na air drive digitalization you were in Ghana here just mention one omonye hwe
Bawumia futeni ache infrastructure no one want
oh fake the oka ye na fake also one chire because over 900 kilometer rural fiber optic project na here no I connect 120 communities ye free hold to Boko John Mahama na ye now the Minister of Communication what checking online you get the story or say digitalization agenda na travel on the previous achievements Accra Digital Center when they see it the scene will Kumasi Ken years because you know when they see it Ministry of Communication even their head office when they see it 4G LTE you know when they buy it like so a lot of things that we did so I so surprising say all of a sudden economics teacher can history as them because also the encounter we saw HOD for economics department.
Okay. Eric, a final comment. You better was so free Wednesday.
It's made manusi form no. If you made manusi form no. On the issue of Dumso. Dumso shots make a movie crazy and way. It started somewhere around 80s. A buyer be see a papa of 4 pence. Go for the cranity and ye or sign the crew master of work a scene in Aquacosumbo, some Monco Bompire, and then soon narrate. So okay. And will be a fat no one to say, Obama a 10 of the past. And then the same government criticize ye say, ye JSS capacity. Now, if you are there, a mumro, so no SS. Now, the 1 more SS capacity, they say, or the 24-hour economy, baby, because we have enough energy to sustain our industries. Burger or Hamburg, so on Tiasi. Eh? Metia burger for Nina.
Yo, I can Jimmy, I know I see baby. Cradu, send a number. No, on obviously, a big discussion about policies near Antiabe. Mamma, say, I can Jacopo Shas or join you. Honorable for saying, God bless you so much. So we'll join you. Be also join you. Be a call us. I'm afraid, thank you so much. Well, I'll send you a message. I am reading patch of to the be an for many so. Even Adako, also person basho no so I am the link in the tour, but I'll send you the link again. Thank you so much. My production team, led by Mr. Kojo Hansen, DOP, Dibedi Akoni edition, no Ebro, Yakupon Yadoma, Wednesday, Yabasan Achebium, Nayasan Abasu, Betcha Sam Nasa, because he said we'll get the truth of the matter. Not to say, wow, Kotuaban, you know, say, may Tuaba, me tuni say, and I may tuni say, you have to get a vote, no, worth. In the Anamunina Masi, if you keep listening to politicians, something say more kind, any the person or more at the bank. I ya my best share near the Akanyana at the Abbey to money. And I'm a Mamunina mo and Nation and God bless you. Good night.
Queen that's so better. Nano Nanado by my cousin. Foot 20, my bosom, you know, Ghanaian frying fire. And that what is a Casamity? I anybody say foot row, now mammy tea. Me and ya dear. I will tell you. I done yaya on the bay. I have for my yaya on the bay.
The IT director tells you, Madam, I don't know. We don't have administrative rights to our passwords. We've never had until we came in. And so the system, the biometric data and everything is controlled by external vendors. Nobody has been trained. Our discussions with them are to the effect that our staff are not trainable.